All right, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, once again from the controller scopes. It's Captain Abs coming to you once again live from uh, VATSIM. And today, if you don't recognize the shape of the area we're in here, let's see if I can.
Toronto Center, Canada 175.
Well, there you go. It's been given away. It's Air Canada. It's Toronto Center. And calling Toronto Center, that was which Air Canada?
It was Air Canada 175.
Air Canada 175 Toronto. Good evening. Stand by just one moment. I'm just getting my screens opened up here.
Right, no problem.
There we go. And Air Canada 175, is that you pushed back at lane 6 ready for taxi?
Yeah, we just pushed off the gate, lane 6, ready for taxi. We were planning on 05 for departure, but I saw it's 6 left on the 8. Is it okay if we keep 05?
Air Canada 175, not a problem at all. For now, I just getting myself organized, so that's fine. You're cleared to Edmonton via the FSEP 6 departure Musit transition and flight plan route. Departure runway 05, your squawk 0515.
Air Canada 175 is cleared to Edmonton, AFSEP 6 departure, Missy transition, flight plan route, offer runway 05, and squawk 0515.
And Air Canada 175, that readback is all correct. Information uniform is now current. I assume you've got it at this point. You ready to taxi, you said?
Affirmative, ready for taxi.
Air Canada 175, runway 05 and the altimeter, I lost it here. It's 2997. Taxi out Alpha Kilo, Alpha Sierra Echo Golf Hotel, and hold short of 05.
Hey, Alpha Kilo, Alpha Sierra, Golf Hotel, and hold short of 05, Air Canada 175.
Canada 175, Rich. All right, just trying to get my screens opened up here, and I don't know that the way this is laid out is very illogical, I find now. It's not what I'm used to at all. That's almost it. One of these should do it. That's the one I'm looking for. 05 operation. So we can get rid of this 241 here. And I just need a high as well, which will cover me up north. All right, there we go. All right, so got a bunch of other airplanes here in our space. So let's go ahead and try and get a hold of some of them. And is Cleveland Center online? I don't see them in my list. So without knowing who these guys are, I'd like to talk to all of them if I can. But anyways, welcome to the stream, everybody. And I am not even monitoring
Good
my
evening,
chat here,
Toronto
but
Center. American Airlines 1123 with you, flight level 40.
American 1123 Toronto Center. Good evening. Squawk code 0532.
All right, 0532 in the box for American 1123.
And Toronto Center, SoFlo 894, checking on Link 3 arrival into Toronto.
All right, and that was South Flight 894?
Close enough. SoFlo 894, yeah.
SoFlo 894, I got you there. Good evening. Squawk ident, runway 06, correction, runway 05 for arrivals. If you got something else planned, let me know.
No, 5 works perfect. G is on the north side for me.
And Toronto Center, good evening, Air Canada 419 Heavies, descending reg at 5, planning AirNav X-ray, runway 5.
All right, first American 1123, identified at flight level 400, thank you. And SoFlo 894 Toronto Center, you're identified descending through 7,500. Toronto Information's uniform, the altimeter 2997, descend 4,000.
Center maintain 4,000, SoFlo 894.
All right, and I'm sorry, who was on the ragged arrival? Was that Air Canada 419?
That's affirmed, sir. Sorry I stepped on you.
Oh, no problem, Air Canada 419, just getting everything fired up, so it's always chaotic. Squawk code 0514.
All right, squawk 0514 for Canada 419.
Toronto Center, good evening. X-ray Charlie, uniform Juliet Mike with you at 360.
X-ray Charlie, uniform Juliet Mike, Toronto Center. Good evening. Squawk ident. Air Canada 419, thanks. You're identified descending through 13,700. The Toronto altimeter is 29907. Descend 8,000.
Alright, continue descent to 8,000 for Air Canada 419.
X-ray Charlie Uniform Juliet Mike Toronto, thank you. Identified flight level 360. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Uniform Juliet Mike.
Air Canada 419, information's uniform. Runway 05 for arrival. I know I'm on at the last minute here, so if you got something else planned, just let me know.
I was planning the AirNav X-ray 05, if that's alright with you.
Air Canada 419, you can plan the RNAV X-ray.
Alright, roger that. 419, thanks.
That is an interesting one, not one we see here very often. We were doing them a lot for a little while, and then they sort of got away from them again. Early in the pandemic, they were using them a lot, and then they got away from them. So, oh, somebody's handing me something here. Who's handing me something? WestJet 542. Squawk code 0676. That's this guy here. There we go. Citation. Nice. All right, so he's playing the RNAV X-ray 05. I honestly have to pull up the charts for that because I'm totally unfamiliar. I know what it is, but I don't know the waypoints whatsoever for it. So let's pull it up here and see what it's got. Let's see here. Approach RNAV X-ray 05. And the only thing is it doesn't have any. Let's see if I can find.
Toronto 79, 551 heavy.
United 551 Heavy, Toronto Center. Good evening.
Okay, United 551, estimating maybe 30 miles east of Salem, flight level 370. And we are on a code of 3270.
All right, first SoFlo 894, turn right heading 330, descend 3000.
Right 330, descend maintain 3000, so flight 94.
And United 551, I believe I've got you there. You're en route to Boston. You're on, let's see here. You're direct Dunkirk now, is that correct?
That is affirmative.
United 551, you're actually in Cleveland Center airspace. You're going to remain clear of my airspace, so you can switch back to the Unicom. Thanks for calling, though.
All right, you got it. Thank you.
Toronto Center, good evening. WestJet 542, flight level 350.
WestJet 542, Toronto Center, flight level 350. Good evening. All right, now I kind of got this whole thing under control here. It took me a minute, took me a couple minutes there to get everything sort of figured out, get all these aircraft identified, but now I got everybody in my space sort of under control here. I know what everybody's doing, I'm oriented, so it's working out here. And SoFlo 894 Toronto, I show you just a little bit low there at 2600 indicated, altimeter 29907.
Roger, yeah, I got 9 or 7, I'm level of 3.
Okay, SoFlo 894, don't worry about it. I'm going to assume it's a simism.
Copy that.
It's going nice and slow there. It's getting slowed right back. And SoFlo 894, turn right, heading 030 for the intercept, cleared the ILS 05.
030 for the intercept, cleared ILS runway 5, so flight 94. And 4 flight does actually show me at 2500 now, but the sim shows me at 3.
The choice of simming. Air Canada 419er, proceed direct Murgu, descend 6000.
All right, direct Murgu 6000 for Air Canada 419.
Murgu. There we go. And X-ray Charlie Uniform Juliet Mike Toronto, you've just left my airspace now to the west, and Cleveland's not online. You can switch to the en route frequency. Have yourself a good rest of the flight. Surveillance service terminates.
Thank you, sir. 122.8, Uniform Juliet Mike.
This is not particularly close, but we got a departure, we got an arrival on the same runway here, so it's going to require just a little wee bit of coordination here. Make sure he's ready to go. Air Canada 175. I got traffic about 8 miles final. Are you ready?
Affirmative, 175, ready to go.
Air Canada 175, no delay. Contact me once you're airborne. The wind's showing 090 at 6, clear for takeoff, runway 05.
Clear for takeoff, 05, Air Canada 175.
So flow 894, your number one traffic's just departing runway 05 ahead of you.
Right, then we'll continue runway 5.
Air Canada 419er, descend 4,000.
Alright, down to 4,000, kind of 490.
All right. And what am I forgetting? I'm forgetting video here. There we go. It's a little bit pale, but anyways, it works. It sort of works. It's kind of pale. Probably shouldn't spend too much time fucking with it when I've got people on final. And Air Canada 175 is rolling, I hope. Yeah, there we go, 65 knots. So flow 894, traffic's rolling, winds now 100 at 3, cleared to land, runway 05.
Clear to land, runway 05, so flow 894.
It's a little better anyways. It's a little overly, colors are a little overly intense on that, but it's a little better than it was. All right, there we go. Air Canada 419er, descend 3000, cleared RNAV X-ray, runway 05, Mergu transition.
Alright, down to 4,000, cleared X-ray 05, Mugur transition for 419 Heavy.
And Air Canada 419 Heavy, down to 3000, cleared the approach.
Alright, down to 3,000, sorry for Air Canada 419.
No problem.
Air Canada 175, airborne through 2,500.
Air Canada 175, thanks. Altitude checks, you're identified. Continue climb 7,000.
7,000, Air Canada 175.
So flow 894, welcome to Toronto. I believe you said you're going north end, left turn on Foxtrot if you can make it.
Right, that we'll try Foxtrot. So flow 894.
So flow 894, thanks. Nicely done. Taxi Foxtrot Juliet to Kilo.
Foxtrot Juliet Kilo to signature, so flow 894.
Thanks. Good night.
Thank you for that.
Air Canada 175 through 3,600, left turn, direct AVSEP on course.
Left direct asset through 3,600, Air Canada 175.
AVSEP, there he goes. I can release this guy. He'll disappear off the radar, and that's fine. There you go. Air Canada 419. He's going to turn himself on to final. Nice thing about RNAV approaches is that they require very little input from the controller. The airplanes turn themselves on to final. Not always a good thing in Toronto when it's busy and you kind of need to time things, but for the most part, for what we're doing here, for how busy it is right now, it's great. It's perfect. American 1123 Heavy, you're leaving my airspace to the west. Cleveland's not online. Switch to the en route frequency. Your surveillance service terminates, and have a good night.
All right, switch it over to Unicom. Have a great night for 1123.
Air Canada 175, climb flight level 230.
Climb flight level 230, Canada 175.
All right, he's just turning final. That guy's taxiing up to signature. It's all being handled. I know that I posted my Discord and I had said that I was going to do a stream from Vancouver Centre, but Vancouver Centre was already occupied, and I saw a couple of aircraft online here in the Toronto FIR. So that is basically my modus operandi when it comes to ATC. I do my best to try and to serve the people, as it were. If there's a busy sector that's not being covered, I'll try to switch to that. So especially if the sector I already was planning on controlling has been covered. So yeah, so hence I had, instead of logging on to Vancouver, which was already had a center controller, I decided to log on to Toronto, which had no controllers and has a bunch of aircraft operating right now. So yeah, welcome aboard, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Friday night on VATSIM, so hopefully it'll get busy. I hope I'm not too late. That's my biggest concern. It's Friday night, so people don't have to go to bed as early. But I hope I'm not too late to get some good online time here, some good online traffic. So this guy here has got 06 left, mix it gentry transition. That all looks good. Assigned code, flight plan looks good for going to Indy. So already we're luring in some traffic. So most of these other airplanes were already here when I logged on just a few minutes ago, but now we're starting to already see our first log on of aircraft since I logged on. So it's only been 20 minutes and already starting to see some people logging on. It's Friday night, and that's my biggest thing is that it's Friday night. So hopefully we will get some traffic out here. There is also, if anybody's interested, there's a ground controller down in London, Ontario tonight. So a relatively new student. So if anyone is interested in helping out a new student as well a little bit, he could probably use some practice in the training department there. But otherwise, yeah, we got a pretty good coverage in Canada tonight. The only sector that is not online right now is Montreal. But otherwise, we've got almost coast-to-coast coverage on VATSIM tonight in Canada. So come on down and let's have some fun together. I've definitely not spent enough time online lately. If you look at my VATSIM stats, you'll see that they've collapsed almost nothing in the past month. Air Canada 419er, the winds are 100 at 3, cleared to land, runway 05.
All right, cleared to land 05 for Air Canada 419.
And I haven't even checked it personally, but I just know that I have collapsed my VAT stats to nearly zero. I went from probably, in the average month, I probably put like 30 to 40 hours in the VATSIM network between flying and controlling. And in the last month or so, it's collapsed to about probably no more than 10 hours in a month, which is a huge drop for me from what I normally do. I mean, I probably put on more than that. I don't even know what I put on, but I put in a lot of time into VATSIM, and it all comes down to my SIM got taken off. My SIM was taken offline because I went to go and upgrade the room that my SIM is in, and unfortunately, that's still a work in progress. And of course, the person doing the work is me. I'm doing 95% of that work. So I'm just curious to see my statistics. You used to be able to search by, view connections by month. So let's go back to like a typical month where like August of 2021. For the month I logged in August.
Good evening.
About
Toronto International, Air Canada
32
1539
hours.
looking for IFR clearance to Indianapolis.
Air Canada 1539 Toronto, good evening. You're cleared to Indy via the Mix It 6 departure, Gentry transition, and flight plan route. Depart runway 06 left, squawk code 0555, 0555.
Clear to Indianapolis Airport via Mix It 6 departure, Gentry transition, 06 left, transponder 0555.
Air Canada 1539, that readback is all correct. Information Victor current, pushback startup at your discretion. Call when ready for taxi.
Roger, we'll call and ready for taxi.
Air Canada 419er, welcome to Toronto. The right turn on Hotel 3 if you got it. If not, right on Bravo is also approved.
All right, we're off on Hotel 3 for Air Canada 419 Heavy.
Air Canada 419 Heavy, thanks. Do you have a gate assigned?
We're looking for 141 if I could.
Air Canada 419, taxi Hotel Cross Runway 15 left, Bravo, and make it Alpha Lima entry for 141.
All right, Hotel 3, cross 15 left, Hotel Bravo, and Alpha Lima for Air Canada 141.
Roger. That voice sounds vaguely familiar. It doesn't. It's not who I thought it was at first, but it sounds vaguely familiar. Do I know who that is? No, I don't know who that is. But anyways, as I was saying, so let's see here, in the month of September, I logged about 48 hours. In October, that went down to about 28 hours. In November, that went down even further. That went down to 16 hours. And thus far in December, I have logged 4.5 hours. Again, it all comes down to what I'm doing, which is, of course, renovating my basement to try and make it a much better place for me to control, fly my sim, and stream. My basement before was a dark and dingy place. It was straight out of the 70s. Nobody had ever done a renovation on it in a long time. So it was just dark wood paneling with a built-in bar and pretty much everything you would expect from a basement in the 70s, except that it was all poorly done. There was never a ceiling put up. It was just bare joists above my head with bare light bulbs. Really lousy carpeting underneath. The whole thing was also just very dark. And it made for a very frustrating environment for ever streaming because I could never really get a very good light source to for the webcam to record myself. So it was very frustrating to try and deal with streaming in that environment. So the biggest things we did with this renovation is we made sure the basement is a lot brighter. So that's what we're doing. We're still working on it. It's still being worked on. We're getting close to the end though now. I was hoping to have it done by Christmas. Looking at the time I have left until Christmas, it may not happen right by Christmas, but it'll be around the Christmas time. So again, it all depends on how much time I get to work on it because this is solely my work, my project. I'm pretty much doing 95% of the work for it, and it's getting there. We're almost to the point where we can paint the walls, and then we just have to put up a ceiling, put down a floor, install some lighting, and we'll be good to go. So my hope is that by next weekend we'll be painting, and then after that comes the ceiling and the floor, and those are relatively small projects. The big stuff has been leveling our floor, and putting up drywall is a ridiculously long process when you're doing it, especially if you're only doing it by yourself or just two people. Putting up the drywall alone took us 2 days, and then just trying to cover it up and smooth it out has so far taken me about a week. I've sunk all that VATSIM time into my basement thus far. Anyways, I've probably spent 60. I probably spent at least, I don't know, I've probably spent over 100 hours on this basement so far. When I'm at home and I'm not working, I'm spending sometimes 4, 6, 8 hours a day in the basement, sometimes more, trying to get through certain projects by the end of the day. So, yeah, all of my spare time that I ever had before has gone into doing this, but I just want to get it done at this point, and it's so close to getting done because I want to get my sim out. I have not flown my sim now since September, so it's been almost 3 months. I haven't flown the sim for. It's the longest I have gone without simming in quite a few years, and probably 5 years or more. And knowing what the end target is, it's nice, but I really want to get this done, get it out of the way. All right, so we got one guy up here who's not talking to us. Al Nippon 2664. I know it says in his remarks, 6th flight on VATSIM, please go easy on me. Absolutely we will, but hopefully you get... here comes Air Canada 419. Oh, we got another one logged on here next to Air Canada 1539. Looks like at gate... he was at gate 136, I think, or 138. No, sorry, 135. And then the other guy's over here at 131. So hopefully we get a flight plan filed soon, and we'll just keep this traffic going.
Center Air Canada 175. Are we okay to continue climb to 320?
Air Canada 175. My apologies. Absolutely. Continue climb. Flight level 320.
Roger, climb for flight level 320. Thanks, Air Canada 175.
Let that slip right by me. I was focusing too much on other things, and that one slipped right by me. Where did this guy come from? He came from Alnapon, came from JFK, and he's going all the way to RJAA, which is Tokyo, I think. What's RJAA? I think it's Tokyo. What does Navigraph say? Yes, Tokyo Narita. Yes, yes. So he's got a long way to go. I guess he took off from New York, probably had some ATC there through Boston, and then gave up. Went home. All right, so I'm going to send him one more contact me. He's not really doing me any harm. There's not much else going on up there in that corner of my airspace, so I'm not going to overly worry about it, but it just would be nice to get a hold of him, especially because I don't have too many other airplanes on my plate right now. But I do have a bunch of inbounds. I got a handful of inbounds anyways. I got one inbound from the south there, one coming from, looks like Louisville. One coming in just over Chicago, one coming in from the east, one coming in from Bradley. So got quite a few inbounds, so it's going to get interesting in about an hour. Unfortunately, it's a little quiet right now. Not a whole lot going on right now, but that's just the way it is sometimes on VATSIM. You take the traffic when you can get it. And I've always said, and I firmly believe, that it takes about an hour to an hour and a half to really generate a stream of traffic. Right now I've only been online for about half an hour, so we're starting to generate a stream. Oh, there's another aircraft online there, and he's departing London. So let me just chat with my London controller. Nice. All right. So already starting to get a little bit of future traffic, and like I said, about an hour, it's probably going to start to get really busy on this street. Right now, it's a little bit quiet. We had a little wave right at the beginning there, sort of petered out now, but we got some other stuff happening still. That guy's going to Chicago. We're going to have a bunch of overflights, but in about an hour, we're going to start to have arrivals into Toronto. And if anybody's watching and wants some ATC, I'm going to be here for at least the next 2.5 hours. So go ahead, log in, and get yourself some ATC if you're looking for it. That's the one thing about VATSIM 2 is you can never predict where the traffic's going to be or when, really. I mean, if there's a big event, of course, you could predict that, but for the most part, you kind of generate your own traffic when you get online. The key is to be online at those busy times. And Friday night is a great time to be online. I wish I was online a little bit sooner. Had a work day today, so basically got done work anyways, and just had a quick little dinner and got myself online here. But this is the way my schedule works. Unfortunately, a lot of times it's not great for trying to predict when I can stream. When the new year starts, that's going to change. When I get into the new year and when we get into the new year, I keep kicking my video cable. I'm definitely my renovation project will be complete, and I'm just going to take some time to relax because first of all, I've been working hard. If you've never done drywall before, I tell you this, I don't know if I can do any more of like this motion anymore because I've got like a bunch of soffits over my head. I'm trying to like sand like the underside of. I'm trying to put putty on the underside and then sand the underside. And oh my God, my arm is just killing. I've spent like the last like week doing nothing but Let me just put that just a little bit lower. Spent the last like week pretty much when I'm not working at home, not working and not sleeping at home, just sanding things. And oh my God, my arm is just killing me today. So still got at least one more day of putty and sanding to do, but we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. And then in a week or so, hopefully we'll get some paint. Okay, so Air Canada 428. I keep hearing him clicking the mic, but I don't hear him calling. So probably just a matter of selecting the right input device. He's probably got a mistake on the input device, which is understandable. We all do it, and especially if you change something up on your computer, you go and you swap USB ports or something. You unplug from one USB port and then put it to another USB port, and all of a sudden it's very all of a sudden the computer thinks it's a different device and doesn't recognize it. And Air Canada 428, if it's you call in, I still just hear the carrier only. I'm not hearing any voice, but I do hear I hear the transmission. So something's going on with the input device. Frustrating when that happens too, especially when you're trying to do a live stream or something like that, and all of a sudden you can't get your equipment working. I've been there many times. I've had many a live stream where something went sideways, including more than one sim crash. Here's hoping that doesn't happen too much in the future. I'll tell you this though, like one thing I was just recently reading, and I'm getting excited for, but at the same time, I'm trying to hold in my excitement because you don't know what's going to happen. PMDG keeps talking about their 737, and it's inching closer and closer to release, and they're pouring a lot of resources into it because apparently they've been pulling their resources off almost all their other projects to kind of focus on the 737, trying to get the 737 out the door. Global flight ops has kind of come to a standstill. That was announced like what 2.5 years ago now, I swear, and it's still not even into like a beta phase yet. But yeah, they pulled all the people off that were working on that basically off of that to try and focus on the 737 and likewise for most of their other projects. It's just and Randazzo did a post this past week, and basically one of the comments he made was that working within Microsoft Flight Simulator has become extremely frustrating because when they do a sim update, sometimes more often than not things break, but you don't have a choice. The sim cannot run without the updates, and it's the case as a developer. Like they need the sim to test anything that they've done, that they've tweaked. Whatever development they're trying to do, they need the sim to be able to test it as they're doing it. And apparently, one of the recent updates broke the development mode of the sim altogether, and they could not. Oh, I'm about to lose internet connection here, or lose some kind of connection here. What's going on? No, maybe not me. Nope, but I'm about to lose my connection to VATSIM somehow. I just noticed all the controllers are suddenly disappearing here, which means something's going wrong here. I'm about to disappear off the network, I think. Yep, there go all my airplanes. But I'm not off the network. I think the Canada server must be, because that's the server I'm on, must have suddenly gone offline. That's not going to help anybody, so let's just disconnect and switch servers here. Except that because the server, there we go.
Toronto Air Canada 428, ready to check?
Air Canada 428, Toronto, got you 5x5.
Beautiful. Now I can hear you. Thank you.
No problem.
Stupid PCs.
Amen. Oh, we got another one on the ground in Toronto. He was not there a moment ago, but now we got his United 494 going down to Newark. Newark. All right. Seem to have reconnected the network without too much issue here. Just got to reassume tracking of all my aircraft. It's thinking about it, but I think we got everybody back on board here. Very good. What was I saying? Yeah, so yeah, I was talking about Randazzo and his recent post about yeah, Bagu. Yeah, I just switched to the USE server because it looked like the Canada server went down. It didn't go down, but it just suddenly lost its connection to the rest of the network. All the other airplanes just suddenly disappeared, and I was alone on the Canada server. So I switched to the USE East. It seems to be working okay. Yeah, and he made a comment how they couldn't actually continue the development on the 737 ground to a halt. They just completely had to stop all development on the 737 for a period of it didn't say, but for a period of, I'm guessing by the sounds of it, at least several days, if not several weeks, while they waited for Asobo to push an update that allowed the development that allowed the developers to start logging into or running the sim again. Like it was literally just a crash of desktop every time they entered the development environment, so they could not develop anything. And that just is exactly what's wrong with Microsoft Flight Simulator right now and the way Asobo runs these updates, and they're mandatory. You cannot avoid them. You can't defer them for any length of time. And that is the problem with the system right now. I get that it's a game, you know, at the end of the day, that it's something that you know they want to keep everyone kind of on the same version so that they can deal directly with issues. I get that, but at the same time, like unfortunately, Asobo has proven that they are not good at pushing bug-free updates, and I've ranted on this many times, and I'm going to rant on it again because it just the fact that even Randazzo kind of ranted on it a little bit, you know, I think emphasize the fact that it is a problem. It is a real problem for Asobo, and they need to really work on it. That even developers are not able to keep running the sim when they push an update that's broken, and then their development screeches to a halt. The 737 screeches to a halt, and every time they kind of it's kind of you know it's kind of never-ending goal chasing the never-ending goal lines. You know, they're trying to develop this new product. They're trying to get you know, they're trying to get it out into the marketplace, and every time they kind of think that they're almost ready, Asobo drops a new update and a bunch of stuff changes, and then they've got to rewrite part of the code for their product. And there's no avoiding the updates. That's the problem, is that you can't say wait on the updates. You know, we'll run the old version until you kind of clean up the updates on the, you know, and fix the problems in the update. No, there's no delaying it whatsoever. You're just all right. So this United 494 requested a PDC. So let's see here. Yeah, everything looks good. So all right, so we'll send him a PDC. Perfect. He's got that. I've got the one Air Canada right here ready to go. I've also got a departure in Ottawa. The Air Canada's taxiing out. It's about to start to get busy in a couple minutes. Nice. All right, so in the meantime, let's just quickly let's open up a ground view in Ottawa because we're going to need that. We're going to need to know when this guy starts rolling because there's no Montreal Centre online. And I might even bring up the Ottawa terminal after this. So let's open it up here. Actually, before I do that, what's the configuration going to be in Ottawa? It's going to be 07 for departure. So let's see if I have a terminal view that's appropriate. Ottawa 07. Perfect. That's what I'm looking for. Nice. Love it. All right, so then we got that ready. And see, this is the thing, is when it starts to get busy, things start to happen really fast. So one of the best things to do is to make sure you're ready ahead of time. When you see things come up, start looking through them right away. Make sure you're ready.
All right. Toronto traffic, it's Canada 428 712 with Victor, stand 131, requesting clearance to Montreal.
Air Canada 428 Toronto. Good to see we got it all going now. You're clear to Montreal via the Dead Key 4 departure, Miglo transition, flight plan route. Departure runway 06 left, squawk code 057
Okay, understand. Clear to Montreal on the Dead Key 4 with the Miglo transition and flight plan route up runway 06 left and the squawk 0573. That's all copied at Canada 428. Thank you.
Air Canada 428, the readback is all correct. Information Victor, call me when you're ready for push and start.
Roger.
All right, seeing as how they sort of get congested on the apron there's a couple airplanes all sitting in the same spot, I'm going to control the pushes for now. So keep an eye on this guy, make sure he doesn't start taxiing, because a lot of people don't know. Oh, we got a second person on the ground in London. Nice, excellent. Thank you, guys.
Air Canada 1539, push back and start up complete, ready for taxi.
Air Canada 1539, information Victor, the altimeter 2993, runway 06 left. Taxi out Alpha Kilo, Bravo Delta, cross runway 33 right.
2993, Alpha Kilo, Bravo Delta, taxi.
All right. What's the temperature doing in Toronto? Is it dropping? No, it's pretty steady, 4 degrees, so not going to be looking for de-ices tonight.
Canada 428, requesting push and start, stand 131.
Air Canada 428, push back lane 6, tail east, and call ready for taxi.
Lane 6, tail east, Wilco, Air Canada 428, merci.
All right, we're going to get this guy very shortly. 73 going off 09, if he wants to. Not my job to talk people out of killing themselves. Okay, let's start with a couple of contact me's here, just to make sure we're all on the same page. So we're starting to have some arrivals. It's going to get busy now in the next little half an hour here. How are things down in Moncton? You guys keeping pretty busy out there? I see a lot of overflights, but I do see some activity in Halifax there. You got one guy going from Halifax down to, what is that, Yarmouth? Yeah,
Toronto Center,
Yarmouth.
Canada
Fredericton,
237
Halifax.
with you, flight level 260, descending 230.
Air Canada 237, Toronto. Good evening, Squawkadent.
Squawk then, Air Canada 237.
Yannick, bonjour, bonsoir. How are things with you? And Air Canada 237, thanks. Identified at flight level 260, descend 17,000, Toronto altimeter 299 tree.
Send 17,000, 29903, Air Canada 237.
Air Canada 237, thank you. Information is Victor, runway 05 for arrival tonight.
Expect 05 with Victor, Air Canada 237.
Toronto Center, American 1484, flight 0380, 5 miles east of Niagara Falls.
American 1484, Toronto Center, good evening, Squawkadent.
Squawkadent, 1484.
Yannick, I haven't seen you in a while. If you're free, Montreal could use some controlling right now. It's the only hole in Canada. Otherwise, Canada, if you can light up Montreal, Canada would be illuminated from coast to coast. Be pretty good for a Friday night.
Center, good evening. Air Canada 1820 with you, holding short runway 9er in London, Ontario, ready to go, sir.
American 1484, identified flight level 380, welcome. And Air Canada 1820, Toronto, 1 second. Just need the winds. Air Canada 1820, contact me once you're airborne. The wind's showing 100 at 11, clear for takeoff, 09er.
Roger, that will contact you when airborne, ready for takeoff, 09er for Air Canada 1820.
And then we got another one here. This is somebody else coming in. Still waiting for your check. Well, it's okay. I have not been doing VATSIM much either, if it's any consolation too. I pointed this out earlier. I don't think too many people were watching yet, but my stats for the month of October, I did, I think I figured out 18 hours, 16 hours, and I'm only at 8 hours. I mean, I'm at 4 hours for this month so far. I have not done enough hours. It's okay. You know, you're not the only place that's empty in Canada. There's always places that are empty. It's kind of neat to see it when we're so close to having the whole thing lit up from end to end. Oh, this guy is taxing, and I didn't even see it. So hey, you buddy, Jazz 8006, give me a call.
And Center, very good evening. It's United 494. We're down on the ground at Toronto. We're staying to 124, and we identify our 512 uniform. Push it start.
United 494, the readback is correct. Information Victor's current. Stand by on the push. I got traffic behind you. I'll call you back.
Wilco, United 494.
Toronto Center, Jazz 8006, radio check.
Jazz 8006, Toronto Center, read you 5x5. You ready to copy clearance to Montreal?
Roger, yep, ready to copy clearance, Jazz 8006.
Jazz 8006, you're cleared to Montreal via the Ottawa 4 departure. Vectors to Avon flight plan route departure, runway 07, squawk code 0537.
Roger, cleared to the Montreal Trudeau International Airport by the Ottawa 4 departure to Avon, then continue as filed. Departure runway is going to be 07 and we'll squawk 0537 for Jazz 8006.
And Jazz 8006, it got blocked a little bit. Just confirm the squawk code again.
0537, Jazz 8006.
Jazz 8006, the readback is all correct. Ottawa altimeter is 3009er, the wind's 070 at 6. Continue taxi Charlie, hold short 07, advise ready for takeoff.
Roger, we'll continue taxi here. We got the current ATIS and we'll just hold short of 07 for Jazz 8006.
428, pushing start complete, facing southwest, lane 6 Charlie, ready for taxi.
All right, first Air Canada 1820, say passing altitude.
We're just passing 3,700 feet, sir, runway heading.
Air Canada 1820, thank you very much. You're identified. Climb flight level 340. Turn left, direct hockey on course.
Roger that, 340, direct hockey on course for Air Canada 1820. Appreciate the service again. Nice to hear your voice, sir.
Thank you. Air Canada 428, you said you're ready, right?
Yeah, we're facing southwest, lane 6 Charlie, ready to go.
Air Canada 428, runway 06 left, information Victor, and the altimeter 299er tree, taxi lane 6, Alpha Kilo, Bravo, Delta, cross 33 right, and hold short of 06 left.
Lane 6, Alpha Kilo, Bravo, Delta, cross 33 right, and hold short 6 left. 299 transfer, copy that Canada 428.
And Center, Jazz 8006, holding short 07, ready to go.
Toronto Center, good evening. Transat 452, or 542, sorry, with Victor, descending through 17,000 feet.
United 494, Air Canada flight behind you is just about to start taxiing. Once they're out of the way, push onto lane 6, tail north, call ready for taxi.
Once that Air Canada's gone, we'll push on to lane 6, tail north, United 494.
Air Canada 1539 Toronto, contact me. Airborne, the winds are 100 at 3, clear for takeoff, runway 06 left.
Roger, clear for takeoff, 06 left, Air Canada 1539.
Jazz 8006 Toronto, contact me once you're airborne. The winds Ottawa 070 at 6, clear for takeoff 07.
Roger, we'll contact you airborne, clear for takeoff 07, Jazz 8006.
Transat 542 Toronto, squawk ident.
Roger, squawk ident.
Air Canada 237, descend 8,000.
Descend 8,000, Air Canada 237.
Let's get the 542 request start descent.
Transat 542, identified, descend 11,000. Toronto information is Victor, runway 05, altimeter 299er tree.
Okay, we'll descend to 11,000, information Victor, and we'll expect runway 05.
And WestJet 542 Toronto. You've actually left my airspace to the east. Montreal's not online. Switch to the en route frequency. Surveillance service terminates. Descend at your discretion.
122 decimal later for WestJet 542. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.
Take care. All right. A lot of things happened at the same time. Oh, okay. I think it's okay though. We kind of got our head wrapped around it now. That's the way it is in VATSIM though. Nothing happens for an hour, and then all of a sudden, everything happens at the same time. And in this case.
And Center Jazz 8006 Airborne 07 passing 1000 now.
And Jazz 8006 Toronto. I see a prime target only. Make sure transponder's on, please.
Yeah, transponder should be on here for Jazz 8006.
Jazz 8006, still only see the prime target. Just double check it in the client if you would.
Yeah, for sure, no worries. Just stand by for Jazz 8006.
Air Canada 1539, say passing altitude.
Passing 4,000 feet, Air Canada 1539.
Air Canada 1539, thanks. Identified. Climb 7,000, turn right heading 150.
Climb 7,000, turn right 5050.
And Air Canada 1539, close right turn heading 150, 150.
Roger, 150, Air Canada 1539.
Jazz 8006, still looking for the target, but you can proceed direct Avon, climb 13,000.
Roger, yeah, we'll climb 13,000, proceed direct Avon for Jazz 8006.
Air Canada 1539, turn right direct Burley on course.
Turn right direct.
Air Canada 1539, direct Burley, Bravo India, Romeo Lima, India. Transat 542, descend 8,000.
Descend 8,000, Transat 452, or 542.
Air Canada 237, descend 4,000. Air Canada 237, descend 4,000.
Was that for Air Canada 237?
Air Canada 237, affirmative, descend 4,000.
Descend maintain 4,000, Air Canada 237.
And Center for Jazz 8006, yeah, sorry, this is a new aircraft for me. I've got it set to be transponder mode Charlie, but yeah, that's weird that it's not showing.
Yeah, Jazz 8006 still just showing the prime target only, so I have to figure out what the link up is there. It's okay. Fortunately,
Yeah,
somebody
I
else.
apologize about that. I'm not sure. For me, it says it's on Charlie, and I've tried switching it around, but it doesn't seem to be changing anything.
All right. Fortunately, there's not too much traffic in your neck of the woods, so we can make it work for today.
Yeah, all right, and yeah, again, sorry about that.
No problem. Transat 542 traffic at your 1 o'clock for about 20 miles is a 777. He's going to be turning westbound, passing underneath you at 7. Make sure you stop the descent at 8.
Okay, we'll maintain 8,000 and watch for the traffic. Transat 542.
Air Canada 1539 traffic at your 1 o'clock is a northbound 737. He's descending to 8. Make sure you stop at 7.
Roger, we'll stop at 7.
It's at 494, we're ready for taxi.
United 494 Toronto, runway 06 left. Information is Victor, the altimeter 299 tree. Taxi lane 6, Alpha Kilo, Bravo, cross runway tree right.
Okay, we got a 299 on the altimeter, lane 6. It's going to be Alpha Kilo, Bravo, Delta, cross 23 right, United 494.
Air Canada 428 Toronto, contact me once you're airborne. The wind's 100 at 3, clear for takeoff 06 left.
Clear for takeoff 6 left, Air Canada 428, thank you.
All right, Ricardo Hot Breaks was asking what plugin I use in Euroscope. The one that you're looking at mostly here is called, what's it called? It's called In Situ, or is it called, I can't remember what the heck it's called now. It's called, yeah, VATCAN Situ. And it's designed to very closely mimic the actual NAV Canada ATC system here in Canada. So it's very specifically designed to simulate the ATC system in Canada. So it's not something that's necessarily out there in wide release for a lot of Horoscope users, but it's really targeted just at the Canadian users. This AirCat 237 still got so much altitude to lose here. All right, he should be direct Burley. Is he direct Burley? Yes, he is. Okay, so it's going to work out just fine. Let's see here if I put a... put a halo around him. Maybe a 3-minute leader line on both of them. There we go. Now I can see what they're doing.
Canada 428 is airborne, runway heading passing 1002.
Air Canada 428 Toronto, thanks. Identified, climb 7,000.
7,000, 428.
Transat 542, descend 4,000.
Descend 4,000, Transat 542.
Air Canada 237, turn right, heading 330.
320, Air Canada 237.
Air Canada 1539 Heavy, climb 15,000.
Climb 15,000, Air Canada 1539.
Air Canada 428 at 3,600, proceed direct dead key on course.
3006, direct dead key, copy to 428.
Jazz 8006 Toronto, you've left the Ottawa airspace to the east. Montreal's not online, switch to the en route frequency. Have yourself a good rest of the day. Surveillance terminates.
Roger, we'll switch over to Unicom for Jazz 8006.
You should be okay now anyways. Oh no, I lost him. Too bad. It's just about to get him higher too. All right, the halos are a little distracting, so I think I'm going to clear all halos. Air Canada 237, turn right, heading 030 to intercept. Clear the ILS 05.
Turn 030 to intercept, clear lighthouse 05, Air Canada 237.
Yeah, I'm going to have to bring the Transat in behind him. It's just not going to work otherwise. I tried. Air Canada 1820 Toronto, you're about to leave my airspace to the west. Cleveland's not online. Switch to the en route frequency. Surveillance service terminates. Have a good night.
Thank you. Appreciate the service. We'll switch to Unicom for Air Canada 1820. We'll see you again. Take care.
See ya. Air Canada 1539 Heavy, climb flight level 230.
Climbing level 230, Air Canada 1539.
Should be locking in any second now there. Air Canada 237, speed 170 or faster to the FAF.
Speed 170 or faster to the fast, Air Canada 237.
Wow, I can't even think what the FAF is on 05. Wow, I am so out of it. Kerpu, that's it. I have not done an approach to 05 in a long time. Just nothing but 2-4 right all the time. Toronto's become very, very much like a one runway show, I swear. Transat 542, speed 190 or less.
190 or less for Transat 542.
Transat 542, turn right heading 330.
330 for Transat 542.
All right, nothing much happening there. I'm going to close the Ottawa views just to get them out of my cycle right now because there's nothing happening there. And it just is one more thing I don't need to look at right now. I keep just watching this to see if this guy is departing at all, but he hasn't even filed a... Oh, he has filed a flight plan now. He's going to LaGuardia. Cool. And this Air Canada 1539. Air Canada 1539 Heavy, proceed direct Nugget.
Roger, we'll proceed direct Nugget, Air Canada 1539.
And center, United 494, ready to go, 06 left.
United 494 Toronto, contact me once you're airborne. The wind's 100 at 3, clear for takeoff, 06 left.
06 left, clear for takeoff, we'll call you airborne, United 494.
I'm not even watching this chat enough here. Yannick, no problem. I cannot forget you, my friend. And thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope I see you around a bit more. My life's been crazy too. I feel your pain. Transat 542, turn right heading 030 to intercept. Clear the ILS 05.
Clear the ILS 05, Air Canada 237.
And I hope that you get some more time online soon. I certainly hope to
Turn
get a lot
right
more time
heading
online
030,
soon.
cleared for the ILS runway 05.
Air Canada 237 established, 05.
Okay, 237, number 1. Winds 100 at 3, clear to land 05.
Clear to land 05, Air Canada 237.
I definitely could have spaced that a little tighter. I didn't feel a lot of pressure to space it really tightly because there's nobody else behind them right now. So I'm capable of doing it a little better, but honestly, I'm also just a little bit rusty too. Sometimes I have not been logging nearly enough time, and it's a skill like any other. Vectoring airplanes and becoming good and efficient at it is a skill. It just takes practice. So got quite a few inbounds here. Let's see here. This Jazz is coming to Toronto. We get a couple of departures from Montreal. One from Montreal. We got one from St. John's. We got another one from Montreal going to Toronto. So lots of Toronto action coming up again. Another. Yeah, don't hold your breath for that paycheck. That's for sure. Let's see here. Yeah, space is looking pretty good there. Let's do a 3-mile halo around this guy just to see. Yeah, space is looking good. I'm just happy to get a little bit of time online too and provide some good service. Bonsoir.
Nice. And center, United 494 with you, heading 057, passing 1,600.
United 494 Toronto, thanks. Identified, climb flight level 230, passing 3,600, turn right to Rycombe on course.
Okay, up to 230, passing 3,600, we'll go direct to Rycombe on course, United 494.
You got it. Transat 542, speed 170 to Kerpu.
Speed 170 to Kerbu, Transat 542.
We got another one on the ground here, an Air Canada 422 going to Montreal. Oh, that was Air Canada 422, never mind. Is he airborne now? Where is he? Or did he crash and have to restart at the gate? I feel like he had to restart at the gate, didn't he? Poor guy. Oh, it sucks. It sucks. It just sucks. Unfortunately, I don't have his squawk code logged anymore, so he's going to have to get a new squawk code. Air Canada 147 is going to LaGuardia. That Jazz is long gone. Yeah, but things are slowly happening here. Training check. Yeah. All right, so he just started his turn there. Looks like he's doing a good job. Looks like he's doing 380 knots, so might be a little bit fast for making that turn there. Transat 542 Toronto, your number 2, traffic's just over the numbers.
Number 2, and we have the traffic, Transat 542.
You're Rich. A lot of honking around here. Air Canada 237, welcome to Toronto. Right turn on Hotel 3 and say the gate.
Right turn onto Hotel 3, and we're going to gate 151.
Air Canada 237, thank you. Taxi Hotel, cross runway 15 left, Bravo Alpha Lima for 151.
Taxi via Hotel, cross 15 left, 15 left, excuse me. Bravo, gate 151, Air Canada 237.
Transat 542, clear to land 05, the wind's light and variable.
Clear to land, runway 05, Transat 542.
Oops, halo's still turned on here. United 494, continue climb, flight level 370.
Up to 370, United 494.
Air Canada 1539, heavy, continue climb, flight level 320.
Climbing flight level 320, Air Canada 1539.
We lost another one. We lost the guy going to dead key again there too. Just can't seem to get anybody going in that direction here. Montreal seems to be cursed tonight. Oh well, what can you do? People come and people go on VATSIM. Is he going to make that turn? He might just be going just a little too fast. Yeah. Transat 542, welcome to Toronto. Roll through the intersection, turn right on Bravo and say parking.
Okay, we'll turn right on Bravo, and we're going to Charlie 29.
Transat 542, taxi Bravo and Alpha Juliet for Charlie 29er.
Bravo, then Alpha Juliet for Transat 542.
American 1484 Toronto, you're leaving my airspace to the west. Cleveland's not online. Switch to the en route frequency. Surveillance service terminates. Have a good day.
22-8, American 1484. You have a good day as well.
Thank you. All right, and now it's going to get quiet again. Let me go back to my VATSPy. But yeah, we do have a bunch of inbounds. Again, it's going to be quiet for probably about 30 minutes or so, and then we're going to get a bunch of inbounds all at the same time again. So it's kind of the way it comes and goes. But yeah, my plan right now is to roll on for another 2 hours here. About 2 hours, we'll call it a night. If it's, assuming it's not busy. If it peters out before that, I may pull the plug before that. But my plan is to stay here for the next 2 hours. And hopefully, we'll be able to get some more streaming on again in the next week or so. Painting is the one thing that is not my project. And it's kind of nice. Yeah, painting is not my project. Painting, I get to sit back and put my feet up for painting. Not actually, because I'm going to probably have to do all the other things that I never get a chance to do, all the household chores that I never otherwise get a chance to do while the painting's going on. But painting is not my thing, so I'm going to sit back and not work on this project for the painting. But then after that, ceilings and floors and wiring the last of the electrical back together will all be my projects. None of them are particularly long projects, though. I think if I had to say, I'd say at this point we are probably about 80% done this project. It's not a whole lot of work left. The biggest thing really is painting and this last little bit of drywall, of drywall, mud, and sanding to get us to the painting phase. When we reach that painting phase, really it's only going to be a couple of days of work left. I anticipate the ceiling is probably going to take about 2 days. I anticipate the floor is probably going to take about 2 days. And then I can finally move everything back into my basement. I can have my sim back. Oh, and then we're gonna have some fun. Come New Year, we're gonna have some fun in the sim. We're gonna have I'm gonna have some kind of a sim party. I may even have some giveaways on stream just to kind of celebrate the fact that it's all done. Even though I spent enough money on this renovation already, I feel like I owe it to my streaming audience that it's been so long since I've really done any serious streaming with a regular schedule. It just hasn't met my normal preferred amount of activity. United 494 Toronto, you're leaving my airspace to the southeast. Cleveland's not online. Switch to the en route frequency. Surveillance service terminates. Have a good night.
Over to you, Colin. United 494, good evening.
All right. He's into the gate. Transat 542's into the gate. This guy's still not moving. This guy's going to be a handoff to Winnipeg shortly here. Let's see here. Canada 175. Anticipating about 5 more minutes. I may just hand him off now. Air Canada 175, contact Winnipeg Center now, 124.0. See ya.
Yeah, over to Winnipeg on 24-0. Thanks for the service, Air Canada 175.
No problem. I think he was there right from the beginning of the stream. It's taken him an hour and 15 minutes to get out of my airspace in that direction. And the funny thing is, like, it seems like a long time. This airspace is relatively small when you compare it to some of the other sectors in Canada. Probably the smallest FIR. Maybe Vancouver might be very similarly sized, but a lot of the other ones are even bigger. Moncton is bigger. Moncton takes like an hour for people to get across it easily. Winnipeg, an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. Sometimes people get across. Ditto for Montreal, and then there's Edmonton, which is you can spend 6 hours flying in a straight line and still be in Edmonton airspace. It just never stops. So but it's good because like for the level of traffic that occurs in Toronto, it's a kind of a nice balance here. All right, we got some stuff happening here. We got some people going here, so let's see if I can get a hold of one of these guys here. And then there's a second guy right behind him.
Toronto Center, good evening. It's Air Canada 695. We're 380, 40 miles east of Tukir.
Air Canada 695, Toronto Center, good evening. Squawk it in. Air Canada 695, thanks. Identified flight level 380. Information in Toronto is Whiskey arrivals on 05.
Okay, we'll plan 05 and we'll pick up Whiskey when we're a little bit closer. Air Canada 695.
Air Canada 428, are you back with Toronto?
Hi, from.
Air Canada 428, thank you. Squawkadent. Air Canada 428, thanks. You're identified climbing through 11,100. And just to confirm, are you direct dead key or are you on the full SID this time?
Full set, but we'll go by direct deck here per the instruction. Apologies for that.
Air Canada 428. Actually, let's do this. Why don't you go direct Miglo and climb flight level 330.
Direct Megalo and 330, you got it. 428.
There's not much traffic out here, and he's already behind where he wanted to be.
Evening Toronto traffic. This is Jazz 7541 with you, flight level 325, climbing to flight level 360. I'm approximately 30 miles east of the Ottawa BOR.
Jazz 7541 Toronto Centre, good evening. Squawk code 0575.
Squawk 0575, Jazz 7541.
Assuming that this guy right here seems to be changing his code, so seems to be on track to do that. Jazz 7541, thanks identified. And just to confirm, you're climbing to flight level 360, is that correct?
That is correct, Jazz 7541.
Jazz 7541, perfect. Thank you. Traffic at your about 11 o'clock, diverging about 5 miles away, is a A319. He's level at 380. Should be no conflict.
Jazz 7541, thank you. I got him in sight.
Thank you. Air Canada 1539 Heavy Toronto, you're about to leave my airspace to the south. Cleveland Center's not online. Switch to the en route frequency. Surveillance service terminates. Good night.
Switching to Unicom. Have a good night.
Air Canada 273, we're going to be logging off. Thank you for your help into Toronto.
Air Canada 237, no problem. Have yourself a good night. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Good times. It could be busier. It could totally be busier, but it's not bad, all things considered.
Toronto today, Air Canada 422 heavies down in Toronto looking for IFR.
Air Canada 422 Toronto, good day. You're cleared to Montreal via the Dead Key 4 departure, Miglo transition, flight plan route. Departure runway is 06 left, squawk code 0545.
Alright, cleared Dead Key, Miglo transition, runway 06 left, and squawk 0545 for Air Canada 422.
Air Canada 422, read back is correct. Push and start at your discretion and call when ready for taxi.
Alright, we'll call for taxi for 422.
Oh, and then the Air Canada in London is ready to start taxiing. Nice, 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 nice. All right, so let's see here. We've got, he's going to kind of make a left turn here. If I give him, just trying to see how much space is between them already. Already got 6.9, yeah, okay. Jazz 7541, proceed direct Menko on course.
Direct Mako on course, Jazz 7541.
Jacob, evening. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully it gets a little bit more interesting again here in a little bit. It's kind of slowed down a bit in the last 10 minutes or so, but we'll stick with it. I got another hour and a half at least in me here, so if anybody wants to come and fly, we got stuff going on. We got a little bit of traffic going on. It's not crazy busy, but once again, I was just like, I think I was a little bit too late to really lure in a lot of traffic for a Friday night, but there's still quite a lot of traffic. There's a couple of inbounds to Toronto. I got, let's see, 1, 2, 3. See here, I got 2, 3 kind of airborne in the next half an hour arriving Toronto, and then I got some much further out. Well, those guys going to Toronto are overseas, so that doesn't count. I got one guy coming out of, it looks like Edmonton. He's got like 3 hours to go. I don't think he's probably going to make it before we hit the hay for the night. And we got one that looks like he's getting ready to depart mini. So we still got quite a few inbounds. It's a slow but steady kind of evening, but if anybody wants to come and liven it up with some circuits or some other fun stuff, some local flying within Toronto's boundaries here, I'm game. We do have one departure here in Toronto and one departure here in London, and then that is the Winnipeg handoff right there. That's that guy. That's the guy inbound. So there we go. Not the busiest night in the world, but nevertheless, I think pretty fun. And I really shouldn't be a complainer because like I have not been on VATSIM very much lately, so I am not one to be in any kind of position to complain about the number of people showing up and working with me here.
Toronto Center, good evening, Jazz 8822 is with you, flight level 330.
Jazz 8822 Toronto, flight level 330, welcome. So he's probably about an hour out from Toronto. Let's see here. Time now is 03:24. And yeah, it looks like he's entering the Toronto area anyways at about 04:10. So a little under an hour for him to go. These two guys cutting down here. This guy's going to get to Tuke here. He's going to hook a left turn and fly the arrival. They're going to still have diverging, so I'll get this Jazz another shortcut here in a moment. I just don't want, the thing is I don't want him on top, underneath this Air Canada when he's trying to descend, and he is very slightly flying faster than the F319 here, so I don't want him to be underneath him when I need this guy to start descending, so we'll get them a little bit more diverged before we issue the direct. There goes the Air Canada 147, taxiing for departure 09 in London. Yeah, it's not a bad evening in Toronto anyways, all things considered. If anybody's interested, if anybody is interested in, I just got the email today, and I'm not in any way cross-promoting it, but I just thought it was interesting, and I was kind of looking and seeing if there's anything worthwhile. But Sim Market is having a holiday giveaway contest of sorts. They are basically for a 24-hour period starting a little while ago, basically for the day Saturday, if you will. They're going to pick one person at random to refund them the entire value of their cart. So if you buy at least 25 euros worth of software or products anyways off of Sim Market today, one person who does that is going to get the entire value of their purchase refunded in a Sim Market gift card. So I think it's kind of a fun little contest. Definitely kind of try and get people to fill their carts and buy a little stuff. I kind of had a look. I didn't see anything particular that I wanted. The one thing I did see was like Carenado's having a sale right now, and I'm not a huge fan of Carenado airplanes, but they do some decent GA airplanes, and I was going to see if I could get them in the sim, but in Microsoft Flight Simulator. But apparently they're only selling their Microsoft Flight Simulator airplanes through the Microsoft Flight Simulator store, which bugs me a little bit because I haven't bought anything off that store yet. And I really don't want to, but I guess it's more convenient for them anyways. And that Air Canada's pushed now, and that Air Canada's, wasn't he departing 09? What I thought was interesting too, as I was reading the Sim Market ad, was that one person will be selected at random, and he will get his cart refunded, or we will refund his cart. The assumption being that all of their shoppers are male, which is probably a fairly reasonable demographic assumption, or 90% male, anyways. Damien Tim Q says, "Thank you for the approach band video. Helped me on the IFR oral exam." Well, I'm glad to hear that. All right, and the Air Canada 147 is just going backwards. Sorry, Damien Timke said, "Thank you for the approach band video. Helped on the IFR oral exam. I'm super happy that that helped because I think it's a ridiculously complicated topic. Now that you've done that, interesting note. They're about to change the rules in Canada, or at least they're proposing to change the, the rules in Canada. And they're proposing to eliminate the approach ban as we know it in Canada. They're going to go to a standard. This is the approach minimums everywhere, and this is what you're going to go with. So whatever's published on the plate will be the approach ban minimums. None of this, well, take half of what's published on the plate and you can go try the approach or whatever. No, whatever's published on the approach. If it says a half mile, 2,600 RVR, that's going to be the limit. None of this. You know, I find it ridiculous in a way and a little bit hilarious. Yeah, and Canada's one of the few countries I think that does this. I think we have one of the most convoluted systems for when approaches are allowed, when they're not. Like in the States, it's just like what's published on the plate. That's the limit. Is it below that limit? That's it. You're out of luck. Where do you want to go instead? It just Canada's. One thing I find about Canada is that Transport Canada tends to kowtow um, to the operators in Canada very easily. And I think the approach ban was one of those things where when they first were talking about it, a lot of operators, especially in remote areas, said, "Well, we go into these places that have pretty lousy approaches. You know, we got to be able to at least try them once." You know, to try to get in because like a lot of these places are lifelines. The alternates are sometimes an hour to 2 hours away in some of these sparsely settled areas. You know, so they said let's at least try one approach. So I think a lot of operator pressure went into crafting the approach ban as we know it today, where it's a very complicated set of rules, and it doesn't. Yeah, overly complicated set of rules, and yeah, it's you know. And still, there's tons of accidents because people are going below minimums and trying to land in weather that probably they shouldn't be because they say, "Well, I could do the approach," when maybe they shouldn't even be doing the approach in the first place. So, I think it's a move in the right direction. I do, but yeah, Transport Canada tends to kowtow to the operators in Canada quite a lot, and the fatigue rules, the recently changed fatigue rules, are another example. Um, because while they are definitely a very good step in the right direction, there's still a lot of, I think, holes in them. I don't think they're as complete as they could be. They could definitely be more thorough, more realistic. But I think it's a step in the right direction. We kind of had to start somewhere, unfortunately, and that was where we started. Air Canada 695 Toronto, when ready to send flight level 240.
Okay, we'll descend when ready down to 240, and we're still not picking up Toronto ATIS. We've got London ATIS coming up here, but we've got no Toronto ATIS.
Canada 695, thank you for that. Unfortunately, I had to switch servers, so my apologies. I forgot to reconnect the ATIS, but you should. Oh, and now it's got a frequency error, but it'll come up in a moment here for you.
Okay, no problem, Rob. So when ready down to 240, and we'll pick up the ATIS information when we can there, Canada 695.
Thanks. That should do it. There we go. That's better. Jazz 540, correction, Jazz 7541 Toronto, proceed direct go pup on course.
Direct go pup on course, Jazz 7541.
Who's Air Canada 695? Because they obviously know who I am. Too many people know who I am. is this guy? They're low enough. They're probably going into Buffalo if I was a guesser. Niagara, actually. Skyways, they're going to Niagara, so I'm just checking VATSPI. So not somebody I'm going to be watching. Yeah, the fatigue rules have gotten a lot better, a lot more complicated, but they could still be stronger. They still didn't quite reach the level that a lot of other countries are at, but they took us leaps and bounds above where we were before. So it's been a bit of a learning curve for all of us, the people at the airlines, trying to figure out how to live within these rules and operate within these rules, and it's not always easy because sometimes it's very complicated. There's lots of little caveats, lots of little gotchas. Like I said, it's a step in the right direction, but at the end of the day, I think it was watered down because the airline said, well, we can't do all these changes um, because, first of all, they waited so long to do it. They kept on saying, oh, these regulations are coming. We're going to get new duty time regulations. You know, it was coming soon, coming soon. For about 10 years, they were coming soon. And finally, like I think it was 2018, they finally announced them. But think back to 2018, 2017, 2018, and airlines were scrambling like mad to hire anybody and everybody, and there was not enough pilots to go around to fill all the empty seats that existed in this country. So all the airlines said, we can't change the duty rules now. If we did it now, we're all going to go out of business because we're just never going to be able to hire enough people to do the job. There's not enough people available in this country to do the job. We can't reduce the amount people can work because we don't even have enough pilots to work as it is. We don't have more pilots, 20% more pilots to take up the slack because everyone's working a bit less, which to me is the lamest excuse ever for why we need to compromise on safety. Well, we can't hire enough people to do the job, so we're going to just compromise on safety instead. That's the lamest excuse ever. But Transport Canada relented, and they watered down some of the duty rules a little bit to appease the airlines, which again, it frustrates me. It's a huge step in the right direction compared to where we were. It's definitely better. It's more realistic, but there's still some areas that need to be fixed. Some of this overnight work is just ridiculous. What is considered legal? And then in terms of how quickly you're supposed to switch from an overnight schedule to all of a sudden a daytime schedule in like 24 hours or less.
Air Canada 147, holding short runway 09, requesting takeoff.
Air Canada 147, Toronto. Contact me once you're airborne. The winds are showing 100 at 14, gust 19. Clear for takeoff. Runway 09er.
Air Canada 147, we'll contact you when we're airborne. Clear for takeoff. Runway 09er.
Air Canada 428, Toronto. When ready, descend flight level 290. Air Canada 428, Toronto. When ready, descend flight level 290. Or not, whatever. I'm easy. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. No skin off my back. I'm just trying to help you get descended into Toronto here on schedule. Yeah, I'm gonna have a couple. Oh. Just looked on VATSPI, and I don't have a flight plan yet, but we got a aircraft on the ground in Timmins anyways, proposing a departure. So let's load up some Timmins weather and get ready to handle that when it comes. Air Canada 428, Toronto. Nothing. I'll send him a text message in a minute.
Air Canada 147, we are airborne and climbing through flight level 350.
Air Canada 147, I copy you're climbing through 3,500. Continue climb. Flight level 370.
Air Canada 147 will continue climb to flight level 370. Sorry about the mix-up.
No problem. And if I did say it, Air Canada 147, you're identified. Air Canada 428, Toronto. Air Canada 147, turn right direct Jamestown VOR, Juliet Hotel Whiskey on course.
Air Canada 147 will turn right.
All right. Got a frequency, or got a flight plan here.
Air Canada 695, we're leaving 380.
Air Canada 695, thanks. Raglan 200, out of Timmins. Coming down to Toronto. Nice. Glencore Aviation. Someone's got it filed realistically here. Air Canada 428, Toronto. Send a message on guard, I guess. He must have stepped away. Because he was there earlier, but he seems to have vanished. I wonder if anybody watching has anything on their wish list for Santa to bring them this year. I don't have a whole lot. I mean, I'd love to get a honeycomb throttle quadrant. But the biggest thing on my Christmas list is just to get my freaking basement done. Get my sim put back together and go simming. Maybe a PMDG 737 would be nice too, but I feel like that's sliding into the new year pretty quickly now. They were hoping to have it by year end, but just with the constant fighting with the sim, Microsoft Flight Simulator is not it's not a happy development platform, unfortunately. There's the Air Canada 422. He was gone, but now he's back. It's been I guess it's been very problematic for the development process. Air Canada 695, continue descent 7,000, the Toronto altimeter 2988.
Okay, down to 7,000, altimeter Toronto 2988, and we'll pick up the ATC now. We have it in our list there for Air Canada 695.
Perfect. Air Canada 428, Toronto Center. Nice. Another log on in London. New rudder pedals for you. My rudder pedals are doing okay, but I hope you find a pair under your tree. Definitely would be something useful. For me, the thing that's probably giving me the most issue, or was when I had my sim set up, was the throttle quadrants. Just starting to get noisy at the low end, and it was just enough that it was kind of frustrating to deal with sometimes. And I really like the look of that Honeywell. I always call it Honeywell honeycomb throttle quadrant. I think it's very flexible. The only thing is the way I'm gonna try and mount stuff on my desk. I'm probably gonna put everything under the desk. I was looking at those under desk mounts that somebody made for the Honeywell yoke, and I figure I could build the same thing for a much lower cost than what it costs. It's like $100 to order this under desk mount, and it's really clever, the design, but I think I could mimic it without spending nearly as much. I could probably make the same thing at home for less than half the price. So I'm probably going to try and do that, because I think that would be the best way to mount the yoke, would be kind of underneath the desk a little lower and the throttle quadrant beside it. So that's a project for the new year, is to come up with a new and better mounting system for the yoke in my sim pit, when I get my sim pit put back together eventually. Other than that, the PMDG 737 would be nice to have under the tree. That'd be a fun airplane to fly. I don't know that there's all that many other airplanes that are necessarily far along in development, I guess. The release of the 737, it's not imminent to the point where like it's going to happen in a couple of weeks, but it feels like it's getting to that point where it's pretty finalized and they're kind of working out the final kinks and trying to make sure it works constantly in the new sim. So it feels like they're getting to that kind of like approaching that release phase. They're not there yet, but they're getting there. I can't think of too many other aircraft that are really like on the immediate horizon. Air Canada 147 Toronto, you're clearing my airspace to the south. Cleveland Center's not online. Switch to the en route frequency. Surveillance service terminates, and have a good night.
Air Canada 7, we'll contact Unicom.
I feel like, yeah, there's no other really good aircraft on the horizon. There are a few a little further out there in the distance. The Mad Dog's going to be a fun one, I think, again. I think it's going to be really fun in this sim. And the Phoenix A320 also looks really good. So those both look like they're going to be fun ones. They seem like they're a little bit further out than the 737. That PMDG 737 seems like it's pretty close to release.
Air Canada 695 has information whiskey for Toronto.
695, thank you. I can't think of too many others. The other thing that I really want in my Microsoft Flight Simulator more than anything else, and I hope Santa brings it soon.
8822 has whiskey and we're set up for 5.
Jazz 8822, thank you. Runway 05 it is.
Toronto Center, Air Canada 422 Heavy with whiskey, lane 6 Alpha, ready for taxi.
Air Canada 422 Toronto, thank you. Information is whiskey, the altimeter 2988, runway 06 left, taxi Alpha Kilo, Bravo and Delta, cross runway 33 right.
Alright, Alpha Kilo, Bravo, Delta, cross 33 right for Air Canada 422 Heavy.
All right, this guy called me up a while ago. He had his clearance, then he fell off the network there for a little while. Yeah, the other thing I would like Santa to bring us all soon will be the Toronto Fly Tampa scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think that's the number one thing, certainly that I'm looking forward to. There's a lot of good sceneries out there, but there's quite a few sceneries missing. The other one that I keep thinking about and I miss, and I hope it comes out soon, is Boston. Because again, default Microsoft Flight Simulator, Boston, really doesn't do it justice. Boston is a hectic, busy, distinctive airport. And yeah, the generic scenery just does not do it any kind of justice. Just ditto with Toronto. So those are two that I think are high on the list of those are kind of two of the airports I would really like to see soon. There's lots of good airports coming out, but lots of smaller airports. The major airports, people are still kind of like they're working up to it. But there are quite a few good ones out there. Trying to think what other ones I would like to see. Montreal is also another one that I'd like to see a good scenery. There is a good scenery. There's a pretty good freeware scenery for Montreal, but I'd like to see someone really do like a really top-notch job. Like again, Fly Tampa level job with it. Just trying to think of what other places do I really enjoy flying in the sim and that I was enjoying in P3D. Lots of Canadian airports need a good going over. Calgary and Edmonton would be some nice ones, and a good Winnipeg. I know there is one for Winnipeg, and it's not bad. I don't think there's one for Halifax yet. A lot of Canadian airports could use some love. There's lots of like little smaller Canadian airports that have gotten some love, but the more bigger, more complicated ones have not really gotten much love from the developers yet. But Toronto is right there top of my list of one that I just want to see soon. I really like it. One thing that I did note that is kind of all of a sudden really kind of happened really quickly is there seems to be a lot of VATSIM AI or AI product coming in. Oh, we got double Raglins here out of Timmins coming down to Toronto. Nice. This ought to be good. The race will be on to see who can leave first. London to Ottawa. Oh, good. We got the Ottawa arrival. That's good. It's going to get busy for the next hour, which is good. We got about, I plan to be online for about another hour and 15 minutes until basically 5 Zulu. So it looks like we're going to have our work cut out for us for the next hour and 15 minutes. So good stuff. I guess one other thing I could ask Santa for, and it's not an imperative, but a newer video card would be nice. My GTX 1060 is starting to get a little dated now. It still does the job. It still does a pretty nice job overall with a lot of games. I'm not like a big AAA gamer, so I don't need like top-end graphics cards, but I do want to have like, usually a good graphics card for just for the flight sim itself. Okay, so he's taxiing. He's not going anywhere yet. Then we got these two Raglins out of Timmins. How's the weather up in Timmins? I haven't even looked. Oh, it's pretty nice. It's -9, but it's a few at 13,000, broke at 16,000, so it's pretty clear up there. Okay, good. Shouldn't be too much of an issue then. And I gave him 7,000 when I should have given him 8,000. And Air Canada 695 Toronto, stop your descent at 8,000. That was my mistake.
Okay, we'll stop the descent at 8,000 Air Canada 695.
I'm so used to a west flow in Toronto. We've so rarely done east flows lately. I've gotten very habituated to the west flows in Toronto. Jazz, I'm going to start him down pretty much when he crosses that boundary there. That's my plan. A little quiet now, but give it a little bit here. We got a couple of arrivals out of Toronto. We got these departures out of Timmins that are going to go down to Toronto. We got a departure out of London that's going to go over to Ottawa. So we're going to have some crisscrossing traffic. We got another one airborne on its way to Toronto. We got somebody on the ground in Minnie, somebody on the ground in Chicago. All coming to Toronto. We got some overseas flights from the east, and Air Canada 176 just past Winnipeg. So he's still probably about 2 hours out. I don't think we're gonna stick around for the arrival of Air Canada 176, unfortunately. I don't know if I have 0600. Yeah, that's oh sorry, arrivals. Air Canada 176. 523 Zulu.
Hey, Toronto, good day. It's Raglan 200.
Raglan 200, Toronto, good evening.
Yeah, Toronto, good evening. Raglan 200. Ground Timmins here, looking for a clearance down to Toronto.
Okay, Raglan 200. The Timmins winds are showing 140 at 3. The altimeter 29er 89er. What runway are you planning for departure?
We're going to be taking runway 10.
Raglan 200. Okay, you're cleared to Toronto via your flight planned route. Depart runway 10. Climb on course. Maintain 10 10,000. Squawk code is 0554. And do not depart until clearance validation is received.
Raglan 200 cleared Toronto via climb on course to 10,000 feet. Squawk code 0554, and will not depart until clearance is active.
Raglan 200, that readback is correct. And just give me a call when you're on the taxi out, and I'll validate your clearance at that point.
We'll call you. Thanks.
We've got two planes trying to depart at the same time, so I got to make sure I don't close the airport for just with one of them. So we'll wait and see who's ready to depart first. That was Raglan 200. Now we got to get the Raglan 100. I do like it when people change it up from the kind of the standards to something a little more out of left field. The Raglan's kind of fun. It's not something we see all the time. It's not Air Canada, Jazz, WestJet. You don't see very many flares on here, and flares kind of just a neat change up, even swoop. It's just fun to change it up. Jazz 8822 Toronto, when ready, descend flight level 240.
Discussion at 240 is eyes leaving 33 Jazz 8822.
Gotcha. One other thing that I wouldn't mind finding under my tree is just the expansion pack for the CRJs, but got to get my sim put back together before I even contemplate that.
Toronto, good evening. It's Raglan 100.
Raglan 100 Toronto, good evening. Timmins winds are showing 140 at 3 and the altimeter 29er 89er. What runway are you planning for departure tonight?
Raglan 100 will take runway 10 for departure.
Raglan 100, thanks. You're cleared to Toronto via your flight plan route. Depart runway 10. climb on course, maintain 10,000. Squawk code is 0504. Do not depart until clearance validation is received.
Okay, clear Toronto Pearson via flight plan route, depart runway 10. We'll climb on course up to flight level 1, or correction, we'll climb up to 10,000 and squawk 0104, Raglan 100.
Raglan 100, very close. Squawk is 0504, and do not depart until clearance validation is received.
Okay, 0504, and will not depart until clearance validation is received, Raglan 100.
Raglan 100, your readback is all correct, and give me a call when you're taxiing for departure. Whichever you or your company gets going first here will be the first one to be airborne.
Roger, we'll call you out in the taxi. I think Raglan 200 will beat me out there for Raglan 100.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. Air Canada 422 Toronto, contact me once you're airborne. The wind's 090 at 7, clear for takeoff, runway 06 left.
Alright, clear for takeoff, runway 06 left, and we'll call when airborne for 422 Heavy.
All right, we got one departure just coming off towards this Air Canada, so we'll just hold off getting his little descent in there. Yeah, I guess that's one thing that I will probably pick up is that CRJ expansion pack. I think that's going to be a fun little expansion pack just to kind of widen my horizons with the CRJ. I've been enjoying the CRJ. I think it's a good airplane. I really am looking forward to continuing to fly it. And I am looking forward to as well. Something I haven't done in a long time is I'm looking forward to finishing that next leg of a pilot's life, those next 2 legs. And I think that's something I'm going to do on stream. And I think we're going to have like a mega stream and do. I believe it's Wichita. I believe it's Wichita. We're supposed to go Chicago, O'Hare to Wichita and back as the last 2 legs of my current pilot life career. It's been so long I've almost forgotten. But yeah, I think I'm going to do it as like a mega stream where I do both legs in one nice long stream, and just to sort of celebrate getting this sim put back together. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. Sometime in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'm going to get my sim put back together. It's been so long since I've flown the sim. Thank God I get to fly real airplanes, or I think I'd probably go insane. Air Canada 695, descend 6,000.
6,000, Air Canada 695.
Yeah, just looking forward to it anyways. Okay, should be rolling any second. Yeah, it looks like he's starting to roll. The Jazz is not descending yet, but that's okay. Not super busy. Steady, enough interest, enough. And it's the unusual stuff that really kind of makes life more interesting. And, you get very used to Toronto and the ins and outs and a very specific kind of flow around Toronto. Throw me something like Timmins. Timmins, I like that. That's kind of a nice little change of pace from the constant Toronto operation.
422 Heavy is through 1.6 for 5,000.
Air Canada 422 Heavy Toronto, thanks. Identified, climb 7,000.
Climb 7,000 for Air Canada 422.
Air Canada 695, descend 4,000.
4,000, Air Canada 695. Do you want us to maintain the restrictions on the star?
Air Canada 695, cancel all star restrictions.
Okay.
Air Canada 422, turn right, direct dead key on course, climb flight level 230.
Alright, right turn, direct dead key, and climb 230 for Air Canada 422.
There it is. And dead key. Hi. All right, away he goes. Yeah, one thing I'm looking forward to in this new basement that I'm going to have set up is it's going to be bright and well lit, extremely well lit, and that's going to, I think, really make streaming in there a pleasure instead of fighting with lighting levels and trying to get enough light on my green screen that I can actually cut my background out. I'm going to have a very well lit, well illuminated basement that hopefully will uh, not have nearly as many problems with trying to just stream and make myself visible on stream in a way that's reasonable, and that's something I'm looking forward to as well. It's one of the reasons kind of why I wanted to do this. I've wanted to do this for a long time though. That just it's one of those things where you just get so used to a room that looks the way it does, and you don't you just never fix it up. You just sort of let things just keep on going, and that's just what happened to us. Is we were just just year after year, just like, someday we'll fix it up, and finally sort of had the impetus to get it done. A lot of work, though. It would have been good to do it in the middle of a pandemic if I was not laid off and trying to just make ends meet. It would have been a fantastic time to do it when I had so much time on my hands. I never went to work. It's just at home all the time anyways. Really should have done it then.
And Center Jazz 8822 is leaving flight level 330.
Jazz 8822, thank you. Air Canada 695, turn left heading 150 and descend 3000.
3000 left 150, Canada 695.
Air Canada 422, proceed direct Miglo on course, climb flight level 370.
Alright, direct Miglo in 370 for Air Canada 422.
Yeah, Toronto, Raglan 200.
Raglan 200, Toronto.
Toronto, Raglan 200, on the taxi out now. We're going to be departing runway 20 now, or correction, 21.
Raglan 200, okay. Bend your clearance to depart runway 21, climb on course, and your clearance is valid now. Cancelled if not airborne by 0410 Zulu.
Okay, 10 past the hour is the void time, and climb on course off of 21, Raglan 200.
Air Canada 695, turn left heading 090 for the intercept, cleared the ILS 05.
Okay, left 090, cleared the approach 05, Air Canada 695.
And Air Canada 695, you're going through the local right now. May need the left turn all the way around to 030 to intercept.
Okay, left 330 to intercept, Air Canada 695.
Air Canada 695 heading 030 to intercept.
Correction 030, 695.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Jazz 8D822 Toronto, continue descent 12,000. The Toronto altimeter is 2988.
988 down to 12,000. Thanks, Jazz 8822.
Toronto Raglan 100.
Raglan 100 Toronto, go ahead.
Toronto Raglan 100 is on Alpha. We're holding short of runway 21. Would like to change for departure off runway 21 behind company.
Okay, Raglan 100, you can amend your clearance to depart runway 21, climb on course, and hold for release right now. I'll have you airborne as soon as I get your company on radar.
Okay, amendment to departure. We'll depart runway 21 on course, and we'll wait for release for departing company, Raglan 100.
Thank you. Air Canada 695, looks like you got it locked in there. My apologies for the late turn again. The winds are showing 090 at 7, cleared to land, runway 05.
Okay, clear to land 05, Air Canada 695.
All right, things are slowly coming together here. So we got one Raglan departing. He's got 6 minutes now to get airborne. And it's the game we play at an uncontrolled airport. Whoever's ready first generally goes first. It's pretty much the game you play at every airport, controlled or uncontrolled. Whoever's ready to go first is the first one to go. And now I got people messaging me. All right. That's why control towers are brought in at major airports so that you don't have these delays between departures. Otherwise, this is just what happens. There's not much we can do. So wait, one thing I note that I never noticed before, but there is a little hole down here in the corner where the Windsor Airport exists. That never used to be there, but that is now controlled by Toronto. The Windsor Dean Roy Memorial Airport. That was a
Toronto
good stream.
login, it's Raglan 200 is 3800 climbing 10 of 21 in Timmins.
Raglan 200 Toronto, squawk at it.
I didn't, Raglan 200.
Raglan 200, thanks. You're identified through 4,900. Continue climb. Flight level, let's see here. Flight level 230.
Flight level 230, Raglan 200, or correction, yeah, Raglan 200.
Raglan 100 Toronto. Raglan 100. Amend your departure instructions. Maintain 5,000 on departure.
Okay, after departure, we'll maintain 5,000 for the amendment, Raglan 100.
Raglan 100, thank you. Your release is valid. You can switch to Unicom for advisories and give me a call back on this frequency airborne.
Roger, back to Timmins Radio. We'll call you airborne, Raglan 100.
Thank you. There we go. We got one. For some reason, he dropped, but there he is again. All right. Back to focus on what we're doing here. Key is that you can't get distracted for too long by any one particular task. So he's landing. They're not doing anything. That guy's westbound. That guy's eastbound. That guy's descending. All right. Nothing much happened while it was gone. But you always got to pay attention. Make sure you don't miss anything. I haven't even been watching my chat window here for a little while. What's going on? Anybody? Captain, I notice you don't have any waypoints labeled on your screen. Do you memorize them when vectoring? Yes. I have. The trouble is and the trouble is name labels very quickly take up a lot of space, especially if you zoom out a long way. The labels can become very, very cluttering very quickly. So oftentimes we'll have the points on there, but we won't have the labels. Just again, yeah, kind of memorize them just to mostly not take up too much space. Air Canada 695, welcome to Toronto. Right turn on Hotel 3, and when able, say the gate.
Air Canada 695 is vacating to the right, and we're looking for 138.
Air Canada 695, 138. Okay. Taxi, Hotel, Bravo, and Alpha Lima cross runway 15 left.
Okay, Hotel, Bravo, and into the ramp on Alpha Lima will cross 15 left, Air Canada 695.
You know what? That's why this guy wasn't tagged up, because I must have accidentally clicked the wrong tag.
Regular 100 airborne out of Simmons, passing through 4.5.
Raglan 100, squawk at it. Raglan 100, thank you. Identified through at 5,000. Continue climb flight level 250.
Flight 250, Raglan 100.
And Raglan 200, Toronto, what's your planned speed in the climb there?
We're doing about 280, indicating the climb for Raglan 200.
Raglan 200, okay, speed 280 or faster, please.
Okay, 280 or faster, Raglan 200.
And Raglan 100, Toronto, speed 280 or less in the climb.
Speed 280 or less in the climb, Raglan 100.
Just chatting with somebody here, just commenting on how he has to do his basement as well, and the amount of work I'm trying to do sanding is just ridiculous. Yeah, I don't have any waypoints, really any labels turned on. I know most of the waypoints from experience. I can turn them on if I really want to, but I find that the one thing is also you can throw up waypoints really easily by clicking on flight plans, so you can easily see the waypoints, so I tend not to need them so much.
Jazz 75419, you step away for just a couple minutes.
Jazz 7541 Toronto, I was just about to call you. You are just leaving my airspace to the west. Cleveland Center's not online. Switch to the en route frequency. Surveillance service terminates, and have yourself a good night.
Okay, switching to Unicom, and thanks for the service. Have a good night, Jazz 7541.
Ricardo Hot Breaks asks, how can you use Euroscope to check if a file of a plan route is valid? I normally use SkyVector, but I'd love to do it in Euroscope. That's an interesting question, an interesting conundrum even. The only thing you can really do is open up the amend flight plan screen and just see if Euroscope understands the whole route. If it understands it, it'll usually either say direct or it'll say okay if it understands a routing like an arrival or an airway. That's about it. That's about all you can do. For all the stuff Euroscope does, that's the one thing it kind of doesn't do is it doesn't really directly validate routes. Certainly not like a true validation like you would get from an ATC computer. It just simply validates routes in terms of, do I recognize these waypoints and these routings? Do I understand them? Jazz 8822, descend 8,000.
8,000 for 8822, thanks.
Jazz 8822, proceed direct CLAP on course.
Excellent, direct CLAP, thanks, 8822.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no better way than that to really, at the end of the day, we are the ATC computers when it comes to processing routes. So you learn from seeing lots of it, really, at the end of the day. There's no replacement for experience when it comes to validating routes in Euroscope personally. I just look and I see, and if anything looks unfamiliar to me, then of course I use the route mapping function like this. bring up the route map function and see if it all looks logical and conforms to the traffic flows. It's as much about knowing the traffic flows around your airspace, the commonly accepted traffic flows, as it is knowing the routes themselves. Just got to keep an eye on these two guys and make sure they're not going to overtake each other. Air Canada 422 Heavy Toronto, when ready, descend flight level 290.
Alright, descend 290 when ready, Air Canada 422 Heavy.
All right. So I gave this guy the shortcut to C-Lap. This is the one thing, though, is that and then when you get the shortcut, if you've planned your vertical profile to go the long way, and then you get a nice diagonal shortcut like that, you've got to make sure that this guy's got to make sure he hustles down a little bit. So I'm going to see how his altitude's doing before I. Jazz 8822, descend 4,000.
4,000, Jazz 8822.
See how he's doing here. Nope. And then Jazz 1701 has pushed. One thing I got to say, I'm happy with the amount of traffic that's popped up in London tonight. This guy's a relatively new student. And oftentimes in the past, when we've had people, London used to be a huge training airport for VATCAN, and then we got away from it because there's never any traffic there. And guys would sit there, sometimes rack up 10 or 20 hours, and might see one airplane in 10 hours, might see no airplanes in 20 hours online because nobody ever flew there. Very happy to see that, obviously it's not busy, but at least he's had some work tonight. He hasn't just sat there alone and just stared at the screen all by himself. So I'm really happy to see that people out there are supporting the students. And when you see a controller online, even a little lowly ground controller sitting there by himself, people are supporting them, and they're going on and they're logging on and they're providing some traffic. And that's always not just important, but just it's it's rewarding to see that everyone supporting the community as a whole. Delta 4211. Oh, that's what I thought. Okay. We may stick past a little bit past 0500 because we got a whole wave of arrivals. Not a whole wave. We got about 3 arrivals. Okay. Air Canada 422 Heavy Toronto, you're leaving my airspace to the east. Montreal's not online. Surveillance service terminates. Switch to en route frequency and descend at your discretion. Have a good night.
Alright, surveillance service terminated, and we'll see you shortly. Thanks. Have a good night.
Good night. So we got a bunch of inbounds here. Is this the Air Canada 176? Yeah, okay, so here he comes. He's got about an hour and a half to go into Toronto, maybe a little over an hour. So I think we'll stay on for him. And then at the same time, we're going to get one more arrival from Minneapolis. I don't know where he is yet, but we're going to see him eventually. And we've also got an arrival. Thought we had one more arrival. No. Oh yeah, we do have one more arrival too as well, coming over Detroit. So it might be this guy even here. Anyways, we got a couple more inbounds still to go. So we may stick on a little bit past our original deadline just to get these last couple of arrivals in here, and then it seems like the traffic's going to fall off after that. So once again, VATSIM lures me in for longer than I planned. It's okay. I have not put in enough money, enough money. I haven't put in enough money. I have not put in enough time lately, so I definitely. Jazz 8822 after C-Lap, fly heading 150.
150 after C-Lap for Jazz 8822.
Mr. Ken Greenwood.
Toronto Center, Delta 687 with you, flight level 360. Good evening.
Delta 687 Toronto Center. Good evening. Let me just find you here. There you are, Delta 687, squawk code 0502.
0502, Delta 687.
And we got Air Canada 1539 again. Going down to Indy. Air Canada, correction, Jazz 8822, fly heading 150 and descend 3000.
Okay, we're rolling on to 150 and on our way down to 3, Jazz 8822.
Delta 687 Toronto, thank you. Identified flight level 360, welcome. He's going to...
Center, good evening. It's Kuwaiti 543 Heavy, level 310, flight level 310.
Kuwaiti 543. Stand by. Kuwaiti 543 Toronto Squawk Ident. If that's who I think it is. Pardon me. Kuwaiti 543 Heavy Toronto, good evening. Identified flight level 310. Information Toronto is X-ray, plan runway 05.
Roger. We've got X-ray and we'll plan 05 for Kuwaiti 543.
Jazz 8822, turn left heading 090 for the intercept, clear the ILS 05.
Okay, 090, we're set up there, Nav Zulu, but actually we do have the airport in sight. Grab the visual.
Okay, Jazz 8822, cleared visual, runway 05.
Clear for the visual 5, thanks. Jazz 8822.
All right, Ricardo says he had his first flight of VATSIM about 8 months ago and had many mistakes, but feeling more comfortable now at the point of doing delivery training. Yeah, you know what? And that's at the end of the day. This is a fun hobby. It's a skilled hobby, but it's a fun hobby nevertheless. Oh, wow. And this Raglan 100 is really outpacing this Raglan 200 here. Ears are getting sweaty from wearing this headset for so long. I'm not even going to worry about it right now. Raglan 100 is probably going to overtake Raglan 200. And that's fine. They can overtake each other. Jazz 8822 Toronto. The winds are 080 at 7. Cleared land runway 05.
Cleared land on 5, thanks. Jazz 8822.
All right, we got this Delta guy going here. We got the Kuwaiti identified. Is Winnipeg still online? Winnipeg's still online too. These guys are putting in some long shifts tonight here. Winnipeg's up to 319. I'm only at 143. Oh yeah, well I also reset my connection after like half an hour. So yeah, I've been on for 2 and 20. But yeah, he's been online for 3 and 20 pretty much. So he's been online for an hour longer than I have. I think we'll stick around for this Air Canada 176 to come in. Oh no, we lost the. Oh no, we lost Nick. Nick was inbound from Minneapolis. We lost him. So we may stick around just long enough for this Air Canada 176. No, I love this hobby because I think First of all, because I've learned so much, and but it's everything I love. I love complicated logistics. I love working out complicated logistics, and that is the crux of ATC. It's a very complicated logistics system. It's just right up my alley. Almost all of my gaming experience is always sim games. I'm much more into sims and logistics and that sort of thing than I am into, action shooters that a lot of people are into. So, uh, yeah, it's just right up my alley, and you can't really beat, I think, aviation for just overly complicated systems sometimes.
543 Heavy's requesting descent, please.
Quady 543 Heavy Toronto, when ready to send flight level 240.
When ready, descend to 240 for Quady 543.
All right. Where's this Air Canada 176? Because he's still got a ways to go here. Oh, and then he just vanished off the network. Hopefully not. Well, we'll see. All right, these two guys anyways will take us till a little after midnight anyways, so that's fine. Not too bad. It's been a fairly steady amount of traffic tonight. Not an infinite amount of traffic, but nevertheless fairly steady. Kitchener. Somebody's departing for Kitchener. Yeah, WestJet flight from Calgary to Kitchener. He's going to get there at like 4 in the morning. All right, so Raglan 100 was overtaking Raglan 200, but now he's on the number 4 arrival, right? Yeah, he's on the number 4. A340. Not a lot of people fly the A340, I've noticed. It's not a particularly popular aircraft anymore. 4-engine aircraft are basically on their way out. Almost nobody is left operating 4-engine aircraft. There are a few, mostly cargo operators, obviously operating 747s, but there's very few new 4-engine aircraft that are being produced right now. And even the ones that are being operated, the 747s, almost all got retired from passenger service during the pandemic. Still not ready to taxi yet. Jazz 8822, welcome to Toronto. Vacate Hotel 3, Hotel Bravo Cross 15 left, and where are you parking?
Okay, Hotel 3, Hotel cleared to cross 15 left onto Bravo, and we're looking for Terminal 1, Gate 126.
Again, 822, perfect. Enter the apron at Alpha Kilo.
In on Alpha Kilo, thanks. 8822.
Yeah, Raglan 100 really accelerated, and then Raglan 200 kind of picked it up. But still, now they're going to both get to. Raglan 100 is going to slowly overtake Raglan 200. Might as well clear their speed restrictions because they've obviously just flip-flopped there into whatever they're doing in cruise. And now for some reason I've got a Beatles song rattling through my brain. Keep hearing "Gotta Get You Out of My Life." Kuwaiti 543 Heavy, Toronto, continue descent 7,000, Toronto altimeter 2985.
Roger, 2985, and we'll continue down to 7,000 for Quiddy 543.
Raglan 200, Toronto. What's your Mach number in cruise there? Raglan 200, Toronto.
Sorry, I was putting a load of laundry in the washing machine there. It's Mach 725.
No problem. Raglan 200. Company traffic's very slowly overtaking you there. Reduce to Mach 70, please.
Okay, point 70, Reagan 200.
And Raglan 100, what's your Mach number?
Raglan 100 indicating Mach 0.81.
Raglan 100, can you give me any faster, or is that pretty much as fast you're going to go?
Unfortunately, I can't do any faster.
Okay, Raglan 100, no problem. You're going to overtake company traffic. He's at your 12 o'clock down at 23.
We did have him in sight, but we just lost him over our nose, Raglan 100.
Raglan 100, no problem. Information is X-ray in Toronto, plan runway 05 for arrival.
Plan 05, Raglan 100.
And Raglan 200, same for you. Plan runway 05, information is X-ray. Your company traffic's up at 25. He's at your 6 o'clock pretty much. He's going to overtake you at about the next 3 or 4 minutes there.
Okay, check traffic X-ray is on board and plan 05, Raglan 200.
Toronto Center, Air Canada 176 Heavy with you, flight level 410.
Air Canada 176 Toronto Center, flight level 410. Good evening. All right, he's our last one. When he arrives in Toronto, that's when we're going to pull the plug. And right now he's showing arriving in Toronto at almost 5:30 Zulu. That's okay. What else have I got to do tonight, right? My basement will make do without me for the next couple days. Seems like the ATC is beginning to fade out a little bit. Not so much. Yeah, it's fading out a bit in Canada. We lost Vancouver, Edmonton, and Moncton. Winnipeg is still online. And in the US, it's not so much fading as just shifting west. It's starting, the East Coast is starting to get late. People are logging off the East Coast, but the West Coast is still, people are starting to just sort of shift west. Oh, we got another departure. Air Canada 7299 going to Tokyo Narita. Let's see here. He's doing the Eklund Tony transition. That looks good. Budag. Yeah, no, that's good. That'll get him out of my airspace in a perfectly logical fashion. Cool. Cool. Been watching too much Community now. I sound like Abed. Cool. Yeah, now at Mach 70, he's gonna definitely get overtaken. Either way. Well, thank you. I'm always happy to teach and share. I just have fun. I think it's more than anything else. Sometimes I find a little struggle sometimes just to find things to talk about. I do my best. Especially when I know I'm going to be streaming, I try my best to sort of keep an eye out for interesting topics. One thing I did miss, didn't get a chance to talk about at all, but Navigraph just did their community survey. I forget what year this is, but this is, I think, the third or fourth year that I've participated in the community survey. So we'll see what they come out with there. But always very revealing, very gratifying in a way to see how big this community is, and I wonder how much this community has now grown as Microsoft's Flight Simulator has brought people into the fold, either people that were not there before, or maybe people that were there before but just got lost along the way for a little while. But that survey is getting huge. I think they had 17,000 entries the last time it was done, and I'll be curious to read. I always read the results pretty thoroughly because it's a community I'm interested in, and there's lots of stuff to talk about. Some stuff is never surprising. Some stuff is surprising. It's never really surprising this is a male-dominated hobby, and it's not that we want it to be male-dominated, but just in general, this is the sort of thing that tends to interest guys more than girls. But it's not to say that women are not welcome in this network. They absolutely are. There's been a few of them over the years. There's been a few of them over the years, and it's always gratifying when they just a balance. Bring some balance to the network. All right, looks like Raglan 100 is overtaking Raglan 200 and is gaining pretty quickly. They really don't need to lose that much altitude either. They can probably start down right around Urkham there. So hopefully I have enough room to get Raglan 100.
10 Center Jazz at 822's at the gate. We're shutting it down. Always a pleasure, sir. We'll talk to you next time.
Jazz 8822, same to you. Have yourself a good night, and we'll hopefully see you again soon. It's always a pleasure when you get some pros on the network that just know what they're doing, and they just jump into it and they just do it, and they know it. It's always makes it very pleasant to control. Can't say I had an unpleasant experience yet tonight. That everyone's been for the most part very professional. You know, doing your laundry while flying.
Toronto Center, Air Canada 1701.
Air Canada 1701 Toronto, you ready?
Toronto Air Canada 1701 is ready for takeoff, runway 09 at London.
Air Canada 1701 Toronto, contact me once you're airborne. The winds are 090, 13 gust 18. Clear for takeoff, 09er.
Clear takeoff, Air Canada 1701.
Can't see what the distance is between them so far. 2.5. I need 5. 3 almost. Yeah, we're not doing too bad. Spacing's going to probably be okay. Might need a little tiny bit of... Might need a tiny bit of spacing here. This Kuwaiti's down really early. He's down 9,500 and he's still got almost 25 miles till he enters the terminal unit. Minneapolis still online? Yes, Minneapolis Center is still online. Nice. Put a little 2-minute leader line on there and I'll see when it's a good appropriate point to start handing him off to Minneapolis. All right, spacing's not looking too bad here. We've almost got enough spacing already. It's looking pretty good. All right, manual handoff to Minneapolis. I thought I might have to give him a short vector, but we got just enough difference in there for the spacing to work. Air Canada 1701, say passing altitude.
Center Air Canada 1701 is going through 4,200.
Air Canada 1701 Toronto, thanks. Identified. In future, the SID in London does ask you to maintain 4,000 until you're cleared higher. Continue climb flight level 330.
Continuing 330, Air Canada 1701.
And Air Canada 1701, proceed direct SICBO on course.
Sorry, Center Air Canada 1701 doesn't have that program. Could you give me a heading?
Air Canada 1701, okay. It's going to be, let's see here, about heading 070 SICBO. It's should be about the second waypoint on your flight plan.
Thank you.
Delta 687, contact Minneapolis Center now, 133.4. Good night.
Going over Minneapolis, 123.4. Have a good evening, Delta 687.
Raglan 100, Toronto. When ready, descend 12,000. The Toronto altimeter is 2985. Transition speed 300 or faster.
Okay, so when ready, we'll go down to 12,000, transition speed 300 knots. Raglan 100.
Raglan 200. What's your normal Mach number? Are you going to just go back to decimal 72 again?
Yeah, we can go back up to 72, or we can stay here at 70, whatever works best.
Raglan 200, I've got plenty of spacing now from the company ahead, so speed's your discretion or in cruise. When ready, descend 12,000 on Toronto altimeter 2985. In the descent, not above 300 knots.
Okay, down to 12 when ready, and 2985, not above 300 in the transition. Raglan 200.
You got it. There we go. That should keep them plenty separated for me now. Love it, love it. Kuwaiti 543 Heavy Toronto, proceed direct Dulpa.
Roger, direct Dulpa for Kuwaiti 543 Heavy.
And lower for you in about 10 miles.
Roger.
Hi. Give him the shortcut, get him there as quick as we can. Pity we lost Nick on his way in here. Always an excellent pilot to have flying into your airspace, and just a shame we've lost him. But what can you do? Sometimes it's just the way it is on VATSIM. You win some, you lose some.
Toronto Center, Canada 7299, requesting IVAR to Tokyo.
Air Canada 7299, Toronto, good evening. You're cleared to Tokyo Narita via the Iklan 2 departure Tony transition flight plan route. Departure runway today is 06 left, squawk code 0563.
Cleared to Tokyo via the England 2 departure, Tony transition, department runway 6 left, and squawking 0563, Air Canada 7299.
Air Canada 7299, your readback is correct. Information X-rays current. Pushback startup at your discretion, and call ready for taxi.
Push and start at our discretion, we will call ready. Air Canada 7299.
And I missed somebody calling that wanted away from the flight deck. Say again.
Yeah, Air Canada 176 Heavy request 20 minutes away from the flight deck.
Air Canada 176, that's approved. Let me know when you're back, please.
We'll go.
I'll put him pretty close to top of descent when he comes back. All right, Minneapolis was just sending me a message there. He's just saying that he's got a handoff south of Thunder Bay. It's actually passing through Winnipeg airspace, but Winnipeg just logged off a few minutes ago. So he was asking me if I want to take him directly, and I'm always all for cutting the corners. You know, if another controller's not online and it's going to cut through the corner of that other controller's airspace, just hand him directly to the next controller that he's going to talk to. If you can see, you know, the whole space he's going to pass through, and nothing's going to be a conflict in there. Kuwaiti 543 Heavy, descend 4,000.
Down to 4 for Kuwaiti 543.
You know, to me, keep the
Toronto Central, good evening. Delta 8818 Heavy. I'm ready to copy my clearance to, no, I don't remember, Atlanta, sorry.
Yeah, that happens to the best of us in this business. You forget where you're going. Delta 8818, you're cleared to Atlanta via the Beats 2 departure Foxy transition flight plan route. Departure runway is 06 left, squawk code 0533.
I'm clear to Atlanta, Betsy 2, Foxy transition, flight plan route 06 left, 0533, Delta 88 Navy.
Delta 8818, your readback is all correct. Information X-ray is current. Let's see here. Push back and start up at your discretion. Call me when you're ready for taxi.
We call for taxi, thank you, Delta 88 Navy.
I'm going to take this London out of the mix here for now because it's quieted down there again. Spacing's looking really good between those guys. Like it. And see, you don't have to make a big. I almost thought I might need to make like a short vector to get these two guys separated, but you know, I'm the sole controller online, so if I want to have less than minimum spacing, I can authorize myself to have less than minimum spacing as long as it doesn't violate radar spacing. Normally in trail, that is between two airplanes going to the same point, we're supposed to have 10 miles along a route. Right now, these guys are at 9, and it's increasing, and now it's going to start basically, they're going to maintain 9. Ideally, I should have 10 miles between them before I hand them off to the arrival controller. But that being said, there's not a whole lot of other arrivals. The arrival controllers would not be slammed. But because it's myself, I'm just coordinating with myself. But my whole point was that without doing a whole lot, a small adjustment early on was able to get the separation I needed. I saw that things were not happening exactly as they needed to. So I looked at the Raglan 200 and I said, how much can you slow down by? And he was already only doing Mach 7.2. So I only slowed it down 0.02 Mach. And over the course of 15 minutes or so, that got me the overtake and the spacing I needed without even a vector. So you don't always need a vector to get the spacing you need, as long as you have time on your side. Kuwaiti 543 Toronto, descend 3000 at Dulpa, cleared ILS runway 05.
Down at 3000 at Delta, cleared the ILS 05 for Kuwaiti 542.
That's one thing I always try to emphasize to students because I think people don't believe it. People think you need to always be aggressive and dramatic in the way you handle traffic. You don't have to be aggressive. You don't have to be dramatic. As long as you're planning far enough in advance. And I see people that don't plan things in advance and they just sort of watch the situation unfold, and then only when it gets really tight at the end do they start taking action. If you see a situation forming, a small change early on will often make all the impact you need to make to keep a safe operation, to keep a safe distance, to get the spacing you need. I can see here that the spacing's starting to collapse now as the Raglan 100 has started to descend, but the Raglan 200 has not. Raglan 200 Toronto, start your descent now, please.
Raglan 200 starting down.
Thank you. And part of the reason is because, of course, as aircraft go down, their speed slows down. Their true airspeed slows down. So part of the problem is that Raglan 100 is quite a bit down. Raglan 200 wasn't starting down, so Raglan 200 was now starting to go quite a lot faster. He's now got, it's not a lot faster, but he's got 20 knots on Raglan 100, and the spacing's increasing. So I've got to keep an eye on that. It's not terrible. It's decreasing slightly, but it's manageable. Certainly manageable, anyways. With a couple of shortcuts and vectors, it shouldn't be too much of a problem here. Delta 8818's already pushed back. This Air Canada is just chugging along real slow. He's indicating 530 knots, but he's just not. Now he's showing 520. He's not going to land till almost 530. Again, what else do I have to do tonight? So we'll get him in here. But it's going to get pretty quiet once he's the only guy on the stream. Raglan 100 Toronto, turn right direct C-lap on course, descend 6,000, speed 250 when you're below 10.
Okay, we'll turn direct C left down 6,000 and confirm that was 250 or lower.
And Raglan 100, keep speed 250 knots once you get below 10,000, please.
Keep the speed at 250 below 10,000 for Raglan 100.
Thanks.
Toronto Central Delta 8818, I'm ready for taxi.
Delta 8818 Toronto, runway 06 left, information is X-ray, the altimeter 2985, taxi out Alpha Kilo, Bravo and Delta, cross runway 33 right.
X-ray 2985, Alpha Kilo, Bravo, and Delta cross 33 right, Delta 8818.
Delta 8818, thanks. And Scandinavian 931 Toronto, are you here? Kuwaiti 543 Toronto, the wind's showing 080 at 7, clear to land, runway 05.
Clear land 05, Kuwaiti 543 heavy.
See, now we're getting a pretty big overtake because of the difference between these two aircraft. So we got Raglan 200, is it still at flight level 190? He's doing 400 knots. Raglan 100 is starting to slow to 250 here, so he's already down to 360 and decreasing. And Raglan 200, if you haven't already, slow 250 knots.
Okay, 250, Raglan 200.
Raglan 200, thanks, descend 8,000.
8,000, correction, Raglan 200.
Raglan 100, descend 4,000.
4,000, Raglan 100.
Goes Delta 8818, here comes our Canada 176. So we'll just have the Raglan 200 fly the longer route while we're kind of waiting. Ensure we have some nice spacing here. Raglan 100 Toronto, after C-lap, fly present heading vectors for the ILS 05.
After C-lap, we'll continue present heading vectors for the ILS, Raglan 100.
This is way too high. And Raglan 100 looks like just need a little bit more space to lose some altitude. Turn right heading 240.
Right, 240, Raglan 100.
Raglan 200, descend 6,000.
6,000, Raglan 200.
Kuwaiti 543, welcome to Toronto. Right turn on Bravo. You can start taxiing down Bravo. What gate are you parking at?
We're actually going to be parking at Sky Service for Kuwaiti 543.
Kuwaiti 543, okay. Taxi Bravo, Sierra, Echo Alpha for Sky Service.
Bravo Sierra Echo Alpha for Sky Service, Kuwaiti 543.
Raglan 200, descend 4,000.
4,000, Raglan 200.
These airplanes just do not want to go down, do they? Got another one on the ground here in Toronto, going to K Pit now.
Toronto Center, Delta 8818 Heavy, I'm ready for departure.
Delta 8818 Toronto, contact 10 airborne, the wind 080 at 7, clear for takeoff, 06 left.
Clear for takeoff 06 left, I call you airborne, Delta 8818 Heavy.
Raglan 100, turn left heading 150, speed 190 or faster.
Okay, 150, speed 190 or faster, Raglan 100.
Raglan 200, speed 210.
210, Raglan 200.
The only trouble with that shortcut, it's a great trick if the pilots are on it. And basically what I mean is that the pilots have to be ready to descend and probably throw the speed brake out and expedite their descent. If they're not ready for it, then the trick doesn't really work. You just end up extending them way too far out. So it's something where you kind of need cooperation from the pilots as well. Pilots have got to be on the same boat. They've got to understand that it's going to be a shortcut. They're not going to have as much room to descend, and they need usually speed brakes to get down. It's going to be a little bit high here.
Toronto Center, Delta 8818 Heavy, we're passing now 2,000 feet.
Delta 8818 Toronto, thanks. Identified. Continue climb 15,000.
Continue 15,000, Delta 8818.
And Raglan 100, I'm going to give you a short vector through the localizer just to lose a little bit more altitude.
Raglan 100, check.
Delta 8818, turn right, direct mobile on course.
Right mobile on course, Delta 8818.
Toronto Center, Air Canada 116. I'm at Cargo Vista. I'm looking to pick up IFR to Pittsburgh.
Air Canada 116 Toronto, you're cleared to Pittsburgh via the Beats 2 departure, ERA transition, flight plan route, depart 06 left, squawk 0576, stand by for the readback, brake, Raglan 100, turn left, heading 030 to intercept, cleared ILS 05.
Okay, left 030 to intercept with ILS 05, Raglan 100.
Air Canada 116, go ahead, your readback.
Clear to Pittsburgh, depart 6 left, Beats 2 departure, ERA transition, flight plan as filed, and then I'll squawk 0576 for Air Canada 116.
Air Canada 116, that readback is all correct. Information's X-ray in Toronto. Push start up at your discretion and call ready for taxi.
I'll give you a shout for taxi, and I have information X-ray.
Air Canada 7299, ready for taxi with X-ray.
Air Canada 7299, thanks. It is X-ray. Altimeter 2985, runway 06 left, taxi lane 7, out Alpha Lima, Bravo and Delta, cross runway 33 right.
Alpha Lima, Alpha, then Bravo, and then Delta, crossing 33 right, Air Canada 7299.
Raglan 200, turn left, heading 150.
Heading 150, Raglan 200.
He's just going to do it perfectly. Delta 8818 Toronto, continue climb, flight level 380.
Continue climb 380, Delta 8818 Heavy.
Perfect. Raglan 100 Toronto, speed 170 or faster to Kerpu.
170 or faster to Kerpu for Raglan 100.
Toronto Center, Air Canada 176, back on flight deck.
Air Canada 176, thank you. Information is X-ray in Toronto, runway 05 for arrival. When ready, descend flight level 240.
Okay, when ready to descend, flight level 240, we'll pick up information X-ray for Canada 16, everything.
Raglan 200 Toronto, turn left heading 090 for the intercept, cleared the ILS, runway 05.
Heading 90 and clear for the intercept 05, Raglan 200.
And Raglan 200, you can start slowing up whenever you like, 210 knots or less.
210 or less, Raglan 200.
Toronto Center, Air Canada 116, push back, and I'm ready to taxi.
Air Canada 116 Toronto, information is X-ray, altimeter 2985, runway 06 left. Let's see here. Go left on Alpha, and then at November, transition to Bravo, then Delta, cross runway 33 right.
Okay, I'll turn left on Alpha, go November, Bravo, Delta, and then I'll cross 33 right, Air Canada 116.
Reg. Raglan 100 Toronto, the winds are 080 at 7, clear to land, runway 05.
Clear land 05, Raglan 100.
Scandinavian 931 Toronto, you here?
Scandinavian 931, I hear you.
Scandinavian 931 Toronto, thanks. Just squawk it in for me. Any second now. Show me the flash. Show me the flash. Show me the flash. Scandinavian 931, thanks. Identified 370, welcome.
Thank you.
Raglan 200, you're starting to catch up to the company ahead. Speed 170 to Kerpu, please.
Okay, 170 to Kerpu, Raglan 200.
He's got 130 knots. He's got 200 knots. He's got a 70 knot overtake right now. I wouldn't want him to have to go around. He's got some room to slow down. He's just got to throw the brakes out. That's all. Got these guys good. He transitioned to Bravo nicely. Wasn't quite where I wanted, but anyways, he's fine. Point is he got there. 72.99. Scandy's there. Who's this squawking 2023? Where the heck are they going? I don't even know. They're going to Los Angeles, Frankfurt to Los Angeles, Frankfurt to Los Angeles. These are both Frankfurt to Los Angeles. Why is he descending? Intriguing. Very intriguing. All right. We got a little bit of activity going on. Toronto's a bit of a busy airport right now, but it's about to get quiet. We're just going to be here for about 30 more minutes. We're going to get this Air Canada 176 there at the bottom of the screen onto the ground, and then I think that'll be the end of this stream. But nevertheless, it's been lots of fun just actually getting out there and controlling airplanes in Toronto again. Plenty of spacing. Raglan 100, welcome to Toronto. Where are you parking tonight?
We're parking up at Signature for Raglan 100.
Raglan 100, okay. Convenient left turn off the runway.
Raglan 100.
Air Canada 7299 Toronto, contact me once you're airborne. The wind's 080 at 7, clear for takeoff, runway 06 left.
We'll contact when airborne, clear for takeoff 6 left, Air Canada 7299.
Raglan 100, I see you vacating on Foxtrot. Thank you, taxi Foxtrot Juliet to Kilo.
Foxtrot Juliet Kilo Air discretion. Raglan 100. Good night.
Good night. Raglan 200. Company traffic ahead is vacated. The wind 080 at 7. Clear to land. Runway 05.
Raglan 200.
And Air Canada 116. Air Canada 116 made a wrong turn there onto Victor, but not a problem. Just cross runway 33 right, then a left on Echo, and then your first right will be Delta.
Yeah, I took that one turn too early. Sorry about that.
Happens all the time down there. It's pretty confusing. No worries.
It looked like the end of the runway, and then as I was crossing it, I was like, that's not the end of the runway.
Close. Very close. See, I'm not even sure if I'm going to call these guys or not. I guess I got half an hour online still. I might as well try and get these guys to call me, Lufthansa and whoever the other one is here. FYI. I don't know what that call sign is. Don't recognize it at all. I don't know what the call sign FYI is. All right. Raglan 200, welcome to Toronto. I assume you're parking at Signature as well. Your company made the left on Foxtrot if you can make it. Ayo, throwing down the gauntlet. It's going to be tight. Oh, hammer those brakes. Raglan 200, you and your smoking hot brakes can taxi Foxtrot Juliet to Kilo. Have a good night.
Raglan 200 Kilo or Foxtrot Juliet Kilo. Good night.
Good night. I like that one.
Air Canada 7299 with you passing 2500.
Air Canada 7299 Toronto, thanks identified. Continue climb flight level 230.
Continue flying up to 230, Air Canada 7299.
Air Canada 116 Toronto, line up runway 06 left to brief delay for wake turbulence.
Line up runway 06, and I'll hang tight for turbulence.
Delta 8818 Toronto, you're leaving my airspace to the south. Cleveland Center is not online. Switch to the en route frequency is approved. Surveillance service terminates. Good night.
Search for the Unicam. Thank you, sir. Delta 8818.
Air Canada 116, caution possible wake turbulence from the departed 8350 about 2 minutes ago. The winds are 090 at 9er. Clear for takeoff, runway 06 left.
Clear for takeoff, 6 left. Air Canada 116.
Just commenting to him that I couldn't help the comment. I didn't think he was going to make Foxtrot, and all of a sudden, 60 knots disappear in a matter of a second. He said the company can't afford the longer taxi. I said brakes aren't cheap either. Air Canada 7299, turn left direct Tony on course.
Left direct Tony, Air Canada 7299.
Air Canada 176 Heavy Toronto, continue descent 12, 12,000 on Toronto altimeter 2978. Air Canada 176 Heavy Toronto, continue descent 12,000 on altimeter 2978.
Down to 12,000 in Toronto, altimeter 2978. Air Canada 176 Heavy.
I got two A350s here. Who made the I don't even know who made an A350. I don't even know what sim they're flying.
I'm just confirming we're supposed to be on the apologies. The Boxing 5 arrival for Air Canada 176.
Air Canada 176 standby. Break Air Canada 116. Stay passing altitude.
Air Canada 116 at 4,300, going up to 5,000.
Air Canada 116. Thanks. Identified. Continue climb flight. Correction. 5000.
I'll continue heading 57 and I'll go 15,000. Air Canada 116.
Air Canada 176A, affirmative. Let's see here. You are filed on the Boxum 5 arrival, are you not?
Yes, we are. Just confirming. We reset our FNC, so it looks like before we were going off course, but we're turning back on course now for Air Canada 176.
Air Canada 176, perfect. Air Canada 116, turn right direct to Mobile on course.
Turn right direct Mobile on course.
Okay, so I'm curious now. Now I'm gonna do some. Let's see here if they're who's got an who's got this 350? Is it I don't even know what sim it is. It doesn't say. So there is an X-Plane A350. I wonder if that's what these guys are playing with, if it's the X-Plane A350. Because it definitely seems like a fairly advanced model anyways. So I wonder if that's what they're playing with here. Because I don't think there was ever an A350 in the P3D world. Just Googling stuff here. Yeah, the only one I see is X-Plane, so there must be an X-Plane. Neither of those guys has called me. Air Canada 116, climb flight level 220.
I'll go up to flight level 220, Air Canada 116.
Air Canada 7299 heavy, climb flight level 340.
Climb to flight level 340, Air Canada 7299.
And Air Canada 176 said he was going to turn to Boxum, I think. There he goes. Now he's making the turn. He knows I'm waiting for him, right? He's the only one I'm waiting for. Everybody else, these guys don't bother to call me. Fine. This is the last guy. When he lands, pulling the plug. I don't see too many other inbounds to Toronto right now anyways, so. Or anywhere in my space for that matter. We lost that one guy that was going from London to Ottawa. We lost him. This guy from Chicago has not even taken off yet. I can't 10-15, so he's down and out. I don't even know where this other guy going to Toronto is. Just took off from Houston. Yeah, not sticking around the 3 hours and change for him to get to Toronto either. No, Air Canada 176 is lucky. I was going to pull the plug, and I've decided he's going to be the end of it. Now he's down way too early as well, which is going to slow him down. He's already down to 360 knots. What headsets are you guys using for VATSIM? That's a great question. any decent headset will do. Any half decent, you don't have to spend a lot of money on a headset. Even like a $40, uh, even a $40 headset that you get from any computer store or Best Buy or anywhere like that will probably do you more than good enough. I mean, you just need a mic. It doesn't have to be fantastic quality. Oftentimes, radio communication is not the best. That being said, I spent quite a bit of money
Air
on this
Canada
headset.
7299, can we amend our cruise to 380?
Air Canada 7299, that's approved. Climb flight level 380. I'll show that for the final.
Alright, climb flight level 380, thank you. Air Canada 7299.
Yeah, you don't have to spend a lot of money. You can. So this is
Toronto Center, Air Canada 116. I got a little off course. Requesting direct Oakville.
Air Canada 116. I'll go you one better. Proceed direct beats.
Direct beats. Thank you, Air Canada 116.
No problem. Yeah, so this is the Razer Kraken, which is it's a very nice headset. It's a little bit pricey. I picked it up. I think it was kind of a last. Oh, it was an older version that was on clearance. I think I got paid about $100 for it. So yeah, so this is the Razer Kraken. It's got a few really nice features. First of all, it's pretty comfortable, I've got to say. Even more so than my previous headset. It's a very nice, comfortable headset. I can wear this. I've been wearing this for 3 hours, and I could probably wear this easily for another 2 or 3 without too much worry. My ears sweat a little bit, um, but overall, very nice, very comfortable. It blocks out, doesn't block out all external noise, but it does dampen a lot of the external noise. So it's very nice. It's very comfortable. It's got a lot of good features to it. The frame itself is metal. Like the cups themselves are plastic, but the frame around the outside of the cups is metal, which means it'll be durable, which is good because I travel a lot, so having something that's durable because I fold it up and put it in my traveling case all the time is important. The the top is kind of a rubber plastic and rubber here, but the frame itself again is metal between the two sides. The mic is kind of neat because it retracts. I'll pause it so you don't hear a lot of wind noise here, but it retracts right into the headset. And that's just kind of a really neat feature, again, because I travel a lot, so it's nice that it collapses out of the way. It's a really nice quality mic, too. I find it's better quality than any of my other mics that I've had before. And then the one thing that's really neat about it is the fact that it's designed as a gaming headset. So first of all, it has this nice dongle on it that has volumes and mute directly on it. But what really sets this apart and has made this a fantastic headset for me as a streamer is the fact that this headset supports 2 simultaneous output devices. So it's got one input device, the mic, but then in Windows it installs itself as 2 output devices, the chat device and the gaming device. And the idea is that you have both of those going into your headset, but on my dongle here, it's this button right here. There's a little button on the side. So there's a volume control on the side, or there's bass control on the side. There's volume controls here, but there's a little volume control on here that lets me adjust the balance between my 2 audio outputs. So my chat output and my gaming output, and I can turn, and I can adjust the balance either way with this little toggle switch. So I can make the game louder and the chat quieter, or vice versa. And in this case, for streaming, I use one of those channels for the ATC output that you guys hear, but then I also have another channel that I have for the controller chat. So if there are controllers in my chat room that are chatting too loudly, I can turn them down and mostly hear just the aircraft noise. Which is just a really neat feature, especially for me as a streamer. So not only that, but I have both audio channels going to my headset, but only one of those audio channels is being played on stream. So I can hear both of them in my headset perfectly clearly, but I only have one of them playing on stream, and that is, of course, the ATC audio, the aircraft audio that you guys hear. The controller audio, I have it playing in my headset at the same time with a customized volume, but because it's a different audio device, the streaming software is not picking up that audio device. The other thing too I found is that there's not a lot of this mic is very good at killing any external sound. So when I'm talking into it, it's fine. But even output into the headset, what I found on my previous headset was that when I was streaming, there was a little bit of reverb through the headset itself back into the mic. So whatever I could hear in my headset, if I could hear the controllers chatting, if you listen faintly in the mic, you could hear it. It wasn't loud by any means, but it was there. You could hear it. Whereas with this, I find there's none of that. Whatever is being said through my headset does not reverb through the mic at all. There's a lot of deadening between the headset and the mic. So it's a fantastic headset for a streamer, I got to say. I didn't know. I read some good things about it. I read some bad reviews about it. So I took a little bit of a leap of faith. I have to say that so far, anyways, I've had it for about 3 months now. I haven't streamed all that much in the last 3 months, ironically, but I've had it for about 3 or 4 months. It's been a very good headset. It's like I said, the features that it comes with are really nice. The It's really comfortable at the end of the day too. So the features I pointed out are all really useful features, but at the end of the day, it's also just very comfortable. It's also a little bit smaller than my previous headset. My previous headset was a bit bulkier around the ears. This one is perfectly sized for my ears still. I can still fit my ears in here just fine without any additional, without feeling smushed or anything like that. But I find it's a little bit more comfortable. I think I could wear this thing for hours and hours. I like wearing it. It's such a comfortable headset. So anyways, that's my take on it. This is a Razer Kraken. The previous one I had was a Corsair. I can't remember what model it was, but it was a decent headset too. It was still good. It was more than good enough for what you're doing in VATSIM. With VATSIM, you're not. Yes, you can spend a long time online, but oftentimes, especially if it's not busy, you may take your headset off for periods of time. And if you're outputting to your speakers instead of the headset, then you don't even have to have a headset on a lot of the time. You don't need the highest quality. If you're streaming, it's kind of nicer. Like I said, like some of the features of this headset, they really help with the streaming. Overall, it's a really nice headset, though. I like it. It feels like it's going to be very durable too. I hope it proves to be durable. My previous headset, I probably had it for probably at least 4 years. I had it for quite a while. It did a lot of mileage, so I was a little disappointed when it broke, but I'd say definitely it was a gift, so I can't say I spent any money on it, but I definitely feel like my last headset, I got we definitely got the money's worth out of it. It lasted me quite some time. But you don't need to spend a whole lot of money, like I said. Like you can get the lower end headsets, $20, $30, $40 from any store, and it'll be good enough to get you by in VATSIM. What's probably a bigger
Toronto Center, Air Canada 116.
Air Canada 116, go ahead.
Hey, I'm going to step away for a couple minutes, so I'm just going to go over to Unicom because I don't think anybody's operating Pittsburgh space.
Air Canada 116, yeah, that's correct as far as I can tell as well. Cleveland does not appear to be online. You're literally just crossing the boundary right now, so switch to the en route frequency, surveillance service terminates, and have a great night.
Cheers, man. I appreciate your help. Have a good one, Air Canada 116.
Good night. Yeah, probably the bigger concern, especially if you have a lower end headset, is trying to eliminate background noise in your stream or in your sim pit, in your sim, or wherever you're controlling from.
Kind of the 176 here. Still out at 122 Austin.
Yeah, okay, at a 176 affirmative. I'm gonna have lower for you in about what is that? About 10? Yeah, about 15 miles.
Okay, thanks for that.
Yeah, if you have a lower end headset, one that perhaps does not have as good a microphone at tuning out background noise, then trying to eliminate a lot of background noise. So often I'll be controlling an aircraft, and when they click the mic, you hear a lot of the sound, like they're blasting the volume of their sim directly into their face, which is of course good for your realism. But the second you try to talk on the radio, now we're getting all that blasting, especially if you have a cheap microphone that is not kind of aimed at your mouth, but just is generally picking up everything around you. We're going to pick up a lot of the background noise. So, and background noise is probably more of a problem with microphones. The other thing that is relatively inexpensive, but if you have a cheap microphone, you probably want to get a mic muff. And it doesn't have to be an expensive one. You can get the only thing is you usually you can't just buy one mic muff. If you buy a mic muff, you have to usually buy like a pack of 10 on Amazon because they're so cheap. They're worth like $1 each. So you'll have to buy like a pack of 5 or 10. But if you're going to buy a cheap headset, just buy a decent mic muff, and that'll really kind of help cut down on the background noise, cut down on some of the sounds that go into the mic. You get like a lot of S's and certain sounds kind of really go into the mic a lot. Do I think side tone helps as a VATSIM controller? I don't I don't think side tone's a good idea. I find it very distracting because even the best computer usually has a small amount of lag. With the old system we used to have before Audio for VATSIM, with the old Roger Wilco codec, it was terrible because it was about a 2-second lag between what you'd say and then when the computer would send it out. So you'd get that 2-second lag, you'd start talking, and then you'd hear yourself 2 seconds. Oh my God, that was excruciating. I couldn't deal with that. It was good momentarily as like a mic check just to make sure you had audio coming out, but otherwise after that you had to stop. Yeah, when I used to control, here, let me just do this. Air Canada 176 heavy, turn right direct, C lap on course, descend 6,000, and yeah, descend 6,000, altimeter 2977.
Okay, direct C-Lap, Sierra Echo Lima Alpha Papa, and down to 6,000 Air Canada 176 heavy.
Roger. What I found with my previous headset was I think it was almost too good at deadening out the noise. And I found what I would do is I would have to do this. I would have to have one earmuff off my ear so I could hear myself talking and not get too much feedback. I find with this one it's a nice balance. I can hear myself talking through the headset, not like transmitted through the headset, but just passing through the headset. I can hear myself talking to a point where I feel like I can hear myself. My previous headset, you almost don't want something that deadens the noise too much because you want to hear yourself talk. So you can kind of gauge just how you sound. I don't want to hear myself talk, but you want to gauge how you sound. So yeah, this headset I find is like it's the perfect balance. I can wear it comfortably all day long. I can hear myself through it. And I know that I kind of have a good sense of how my voice is coming across through that. So yeah, you almost don't want something that deadens your sound too much because you do want to hear that feedback for yourself when you're transmitting as a controller. So you kind of, yeah, you do want to hear yourself. But I don't think side tone works on the computers just because there's usually a lag. Although that being said, with the AFE system, it's not so bad. But I don't think you can even turn on AFE. I don't think you can even turn on side tone with the audio for VATSIM system, anyways. So yeah, I stopped using side tone in the Roger Wilco system. I haven't gone back to it. I'll like I said, like I used to just pull one ear muff off and kind of listen that way. But even with this one, I find that I can hear just fine, well enough, anyways, that I can certainly gauge the volume of my voice through it. Yeah, I really like this headset. I am, it was a little. I thought it was a little bit of a risk perhaps buying this one, but it turned out to be an extremely good investment. I think. I mean, time will tell if it has the longevity that I'm looking for, but certainly in terms of the feature set for the price I paid, I think this is a great headset. I was debating between this one, and the funny thing is, like, I was debating between this one. This is the black model, and they also have one that's a fluorescent green, and I thought that one had a kind of it was very distinctive, anyways. I ended up going with the black one. So I have Sony noise canceling headphones that I love. I'm looking for a mic system that allows monitoring so I can hear myself when I talk to ATC on VATSIM. Yeah, so that's trouble with like if the noise canceling is too effective, you can't hear yourself talk. That can be a bit of a problem. You do like to hear yourself. In real airplanes, there is a side tone. You can hear yourself talking to ATC, so you kind of have a sense of what you sound like. Yeah, I The trouble is, side tone is not something that's generally done in computer mics and computer headsets. So I don't know if there is a way to force anything to do a side tone. Like the one thing I can force into a side tone is I can use my streaming software to force myself to monitor a particular audio channel. Um, So I can force the side tone that way, but I don't know if that's an alternative that's available, really. I mean, I get what you want to do, and I think it's a good idea. I just don't know that anyone has ever really done it very much. It's not something that's normally done on a computer. We assume that people can hear us talking perfectly fine. But with ATC, you kind of want to monitor the quality of your own transmissions. More than once, I've had a loose audio cable in an aircraft. And I'm like, did I transmit that? That didn't sound like I transmitted anything. And sure enough, no, that definitely didn't transmit anything. And side tone tells you that, fills you in on that. All right, gonna get this one guy onto final, and it looks like the Kuwaiti has filed an outbound flight plan to Dubai. But I don't think we're gonna stick around for this guy. Unfortunately, it's getting late now for me. I am starting to feel tired. I think I've had my fill of VATSIMing for the day. It was fun. It absolutely was fun, and I will do it again another time. But I think I'm getting a little bit tired more than anything. I'm losing a little bit of interest because there's really very little going on, and I'm also tired. Air Canada 176, heavy descend 4,000 after CLAP fly heading 150.
Okay, after CLAP fly heading 150 on descent 4000 Air Canada 176 heavy.
Wretch. We'll give him the nice quick vector onto final. Get him established on final, and I think we'll turf him to Unicom because, yeah, I'm starting to feel tired. It's not super late, but it's late enough. I'm losing my ability to kind of focus, I think, on finding things to talk about. So no problem. That's an interesting one to talk about because yeah, I think I did introduce this headset on my stream like 2-3 months ago when I got it. But yeah, that's something that it's an interesting topic to talk about. It's not something that is always, what am I trying to say here? It's not always something that people think much about. I mean, you have a headset, you just go with it. And in most cases on VATSIM is has a very forgiving audio codec now. But yeah, I think the worst thing people do is they end up putting a lot of background noise onto their headset. They have the aircraft speakers going right in front of them on full tilt, so they get the impact of like, oh, I hear the jet engines running, which is great for you, but it sucks for the rest of us trying to talk to you on ATC when we can barely hear you over the sound of your engines. But yeah, it doesn't have to be a fortune spent on a high quality headset. I like this one. I think it's comfortable. I think it's nice. And slowly over time, I think I'm upgrading different aspects of my sim. Like I said, like the next thing I am planning on is that Honeywell, um, control, not control, the Honeywell throttle quadrant. That's what I'm planning on. The Bravo. I think that's going to be a really nice. I always call it Honeywell. It's Honeycomb. The Honeycomb Bravo. I don't know why I always call it Honeywell. Honeycomb Bravo. That's my next thing I'm going to work towards. I'm going to probably start saving up some of my streaming revenue towards that one of these days. I haven't been spending too much money on anything to do with the hobby lately, just because I don't have I don't have a sim, so I don't feel inclined to spend any money whatsoever picking up airports. I haven't come across any airports that I really felt like I have to have. There's a lot of airports that I've kind of seen come out, be like, that's nice. But really, I think the thing that's missing to me in Microsoft Flight Simulator is a long hauler, a high quality long hauler. Yes, they have the Dreamliner. Yes, they have the 478, but looking for like a PMDG quality long hauler, like a 747, 777, or maybe even just like the 330 from Aerosoft, getting that translated into Microsoft Flight Simulator, something like that, something that can comfortably do long hauling, 6-8 hour legs. When I can start going to Europe, I'm going to feel inclined to start picking up some airports in Europe. But for now, I'm mostly flying around North America, so I haven't seen a whole lot of airports that I said I have to have that airport in North America. Hopefully that'll change soon. Air Canada 176 Heavy, descend 3,000.
3,000 Air Canada 176 Heavy.
I think he forgot to put 4,000 in there because he leveled off at 57, which to me makes him, I think he's going to 6,000. Of course, now that I said I'm going to log off here, now we're getting on all sorts of people logging in here. But yeah, at some point in the VATSIM world, you've got to pull the plug. You've got to be ready to say, I've got to log off now. Otherwise, you will be here all night long controlling people. Okay, hopefully this guy's going to get down. He's doing a pretty good job. One thing I do miss with the audio for VATSIM is the ability to output to different devices too, and that's one thing that I think is a little frustrating. With the old audio system in VATSIM, we used to be able to select 2 different output devices, a primary and a secondary device, and you could select which frequencies would go on each device. And
Center, hello again. It's Kuwaiti 543 Heavy, IFR to Dubai, please.
Kuwaiti 543 Heavy, Toronto, hello again. You're cleared to Dubai via the Verdo 6 departure, Lorca transition, flight planned route. Depart runway 06 left, squawk code 0536.
Alrighty, cleared over to Dubai, Verdo 6 departure, Lorca transition, 0536 as the squawk, and we'd like to request 05 for departure for Kuwaiti 543 if that's possible.
Standby 1, break Air Canada 176 Heavy, turn left heading 090 for the intercept, cleared the ILS, runway 05.
Yeah, turn left heading 090, cleared ILS runway 05, Air Canada 176 Heavy.
Kuwaiti 543, amend your clearance, Verdo 6 departure off runway 05, balance unchanged.
Roger, balance unchanged, and we'll expect 05 for Kuwaiti 543.
Kuwaiti 543, the readback's all correct. The information's Zulu. Unfortunately, I'm going to be logging off now, so you can switch to the Unicom 122.8 for your departure. Have yourself a good night, safe flight, and we'll see you next time.
Alright, over to Unicom, and we'll see you. Thanks for your help, Kuwaiti 543 Heavy.
Good night. Air Canada 176 Heavy, Toronto. The winds in Toronto, 100 at 8. You're cleared to land, runway 05.
Winds 100 at 8, clear for land, runway 05, Air Canada 176 Heavy, thank you.
Scandinavian 931 Heavy. You're going to leave my airspace to the east shortly, and we're closing down now, so switch to the en route frequency. Surveillance service terminates. Have a good night.
Switching to Unicom. Thank you for the ATC and have a good evening. Scandinavian 931.
Air Canada 7299 Heavy, same for you. Shutting down now. Switch to the en route frequency. Surveillance service terminates. Have a good night.
Roger, switching to Unicom. Have a good night, Air Canada 7299.
Air Canada 176, previously mentioned traffic's parked at the infield, has not even commenced taxiing yet for 05, should be non-issue for you. Switch to the Unicom for the arrival, and have yourself a good night. We'll see you next time.
Over to Unicom 132.8, thanks for the great air traffic control, and have a good night, Air Canada 167 Heavy, or 176 Heavy.
Right. Okay, so with that, and attention all aircraft on frequency, Toronto Center is now closed. To revert to Unicom 122.8, and a good night to all. So with that, we are done. I am offline. I am out of here. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope, guys and gals, but probably mostly guys, I hope I hope everyone had fun. That was definitely, I had fun. It was, of course, could have been a little bit busier. I always like it when it's a little bit busier, but nevertheless, I had tons of fun. Just glad to get online once in a while. I haven't been online nearly enough lately. I know that. But I've been dedicating all of my free time to try and get my little renovation done. That being said, it's very close to end game now. We really can see the end product. It really has taken shape in the last 2 or 3 weeks. So another couple of weeks, it'll be done. Next year, 2022, I guess we will definitely be spending quite a bit more time online again. We'll be relaxing and enjoying this hobby, enjoying flying. We'll be streaming on Twitch again and some more flights. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Stick to the channel, subscribe if you haven't already, and you can follow my Discord as well. And I'll be posting my stream schedule there. It should be a little bit more predictable this month because I have a regular schedule again. And next month we'll really start definitely doing probably 1 to 2 streams a week every week because I just look forward to just relaxing, enjoying my completed basement with my new computer, my new sim pit, and my new desk, and just getting out there and having some fun simming again. I haven't been able to do it for a while. I'm really gunning for a fix of flying. So thanks, guys, for watching. Stay healthy and safe out there, and we'll see you guys all